321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The home of USC football, and now the home of The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Previously on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
And now a steal by Jackson Hayes, and now he's got to run out. Slam dunk, he did a gypsy-do between his legs and dunked it. Michael, he was like he was in a dunk contest.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
That might be one of the best in-game dunks I've ever seen.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on the air.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
You want me to push him in the pool?
I think now's the time, Kap.
No.
If you've ever wanted to do it, now is the time.
I don't think so.
It's warm outside. Now the sun's
How's the water feel?
I mean, he's not arguing about it. Just do it, Cappy. We'll give him a nudge.
Whoa.
Give him a buddy nudge.
Right there.
He almost fell in.
It was the time. That was the time.
Dump truck.
What do you think?
Oh,
Look at him. He just dipped
Right
his
now,
socks.
Cappy.
He just, you ain't out.
Now, Cappy, go do it.
Do it.
Here he goes, Cappy. 3, 2. Oh my God. 3, 2.
3-2.
No 3, 2.
No way. No.
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah! He's in the pool.
Morales went in. He went in the pool. Oh my God, he's a superstar. He's a superstar. A little sabor. Yeah, I don't think people like being called hacks.
You're the widow on the radio.
Giant Mexican, horn section.
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
Give me a freaking break.
I'm reacting to Art Bell.
Yeah.
Midnight in the desert. I'm Art Bell.
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you want to
Bit boy.
Right now.
Monstrous.
Beto, I don't want to eat that.
We did it, Dad. We did it.
You were riding high on the stinger last time.
Oh, big time. So,
Right, that's right. Of course we were.
So, mongrels, stay tuned.
.702 and 35 seconds. Good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on a live imaging Tuesday presented by Geese and Wines. Cappy was supposed to be in studio today. I am looking at the bag of Lazy Dog wings, which we will dig into at 7:30 a.m. But Cappy was apparently under the weather. So didn't come back to LA Live after Yamava yesterday. Instead, he went to South and Sedano, top of the hour integrity. I want to pose this question, which we can get into it in minutes.
Sure.
Was it really that he was under the weather, or was somebody saying, Scott, you better get home? But first, the Lakers and the victory.
I would suggest, I have a famous saying, Cappy, as you know.
let me hear it.
That two things can be true at once.
Right, right. That's in this particular case. The two things could be true at once.
You better get your ass home, Scott.
You gave up your Sunday. You get your ass home.
I saw you eating food with that fatty.
I saw you push him in the pool.
No
Did you
wonder
jump
your
in the
stomach
pool
still
too?
hurts.
I saw you free Willie.
Keep it up. I won't put that carrot stick where you like it.
What?
Whoa.
Oh, kid.
Usually Cappy goes over the board. You went low there.
Well, I didn't say
Jeez.
anything specific.
Right.
Kids watch Bugs Bunny. They know what I'm talking about.
They know. They like to munch on carrots.
Yeah. Anyhow.
I will just say this, though, before top of the hour integrity, George. You got to give it up to Morales. You got to give it up to him.
I do. I will.
You know?
I will give it up. I mean, you want to say committed to the bit. I mean, he committed to the bit.
Right, and really, ultimately, cleaned up the mess that he made earlier in the show when he got all upset because he didn't like the way the copy was written for him.
and then he took the Vaporub and he threw it in the pool. And when he threw it in the pool, it was like, wait a second, this is this unbelievably beautiful pool here at Yamava. They can't have Vaporub down at the bottom of it. What happens if they got to drain the pool?
Right.
And then Morales said, you know what? There's no skimmer. Somebody's going to have to go in. And he took one for the team. Super stardom is what that was right there. I mean, you talk about a sport. Hilarious. I would have taken off my belt. You had a nice belt on.
I've got a lot of nice belts. And these belts, this one I'm wearing, it's a big one. It's back from the old days, so it's like whatever.
Okay.
I just wear it because it's a little more comfortable than the belt that actually fits me. Mm-hmm. Just because I sit a lot now. That's all.
Is that your new members-only jacket, by the way?
Yeah, this is the new member. I wore it specifically for Travis this afternoon because last week he was like, oh, I didn't know.
Can you explain real quick, what is a members-only jacket?
Can we do it after top of the hour integrity?
Yeah. Let's do it coming back, on the rejoin.
Yeah.
So, Cappy.
Yes, sir.
Lakers have won 4 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Luka was fantastic. The old man, as we like to call him, really set the tone early for the team.
Sure did.
Rui Hachimura is starting to really do well in this role that JJ has found for him. Now, JJ is a big Rui fan, and basically Rui is in there with the second unit and getting to eat, man. Like, he's getting to be the primary scorer with that group.
Well, I thought, first of all, the Lakers, as you point out, are playing some good ball. But they also went to Chicago and beat a team that had been playing good ball. Mm-hmm. Chicago had won 4 straight, 5 of 6, so they were on a pretty good roll. Yeah. And you're right, George. I mean, LeBron, I got to give it up. I mean, I give credit where credit is due, and sometimes I criticize when I think criticism is due. In this particular case, the way LeBron got off to this start and the scoring that he had in the first half, because really, when it got to the fourth quarter – and LeBron got to the free throw line, they showed his stat line, and I went, whoa, he didn't score at all in the third quarter. Right. So he had gotten off to such a hot start, and then pretty much you hand things off to Luka, who we joked about earlier this week about how he doesn't really play defense, and I questioned when he was being trained in Europe as a kid, did they ever teach him a defensive game at all, or are they like, hey, you're just so good at shooting, just you play offense, we'll get a bunch of other guys to play defense. Yeah. Luka's offense and the way he scored last night from all over the place in every way possible was, I mean, that's why a guy like Luka might look at a team and go, do I need to play defense, or would you rather me score 40 points a night?
Right.
Because he was unbelievable. Although,
well, but again, when the whole point of him not playing defense, it matters less in the regular season. It's really in the postseason where it matters more. Like that and hopefully he takes that turn. Look, he wouldn't be the first guy, Cappy, in the history of that sport to be a guy who in the regular season expends his energy on one side of the ball, particularly offense in this particular case. And then in the playoffs tries to play a similar game that he does in the regular season, and it doesn't necessarily work out. And then something clicks. And I'm not even talking about star players necessarily, though star players do need to play some level of defense. But I'm talking about even like secondary and tertiary guys, like in regards to the pecking order, right? Like if you have your top 2 or 3 scorers, like sometimes even your third scorer, who is a good scorer, isn't a guy who plays a lot of defense. But come playoff time, that means everybody's got to do it. Like there are no ifs, ands, or buts come playoff time. So I'm okay with it. I'd like to see more of it during the regular season. But, if you can put up 40, it's kind of, you tell everybody to shut up because more times than not, if you score 40 on one end, you're going to be okay in regards to winning that particular game.
Right. If you score 46 points and you go 15 for 25 from the field, and more particularly, if you go 8 for 14 from three-point range, you look at everybody else and you go, hey, you play defense, man. You give me the ball on offense, you guys go play defense. I thought last night, that Luka had what I assumed we were probably going to have to call in our rules expert for. It was in the third quarter. The score was in the 70s, and he took like 8 steps to the basket.
He did not take like 8 steps. Do you understand what a pivot foot is?
No, I think it was. No, you're right. You're right.
Can we get Monty?
You're right.
Monty on the line.
You're right.
No ball,
you're right. You're right.
You want me to text
wasn't
Monty for the second time in a week? Like, what do you want?
You're right. You're right. I'm wrong. It wasn't 8 steps. It was like 12 steps. My bad. My bad. It was. I mean, that one. You know the play I'm talking about where he's out at the 3-point line.
It was not.
Yeah,
travel.
and he took like 12 steps. Remember that one?
No.
Yeah, it's a travel.
It's about the gather, Cappy.
Yeah. Oh, the gather.
When did he? How many steps after the gather?
Yeah. Well,
you know
way.
what? I'm going to ask the league if Monty can come on.
Yes, please.
But it would be during like the YouTube hour, so
Right.
we could actually have him see like the plays.
Yeah.
And then he can really break it down. I mean, he broke it down pretty well via text the other day.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think that would be fun if we could do it in the power Price Picks Power Hour.
I really think we need a rules expert for every sport, and I know that Lindsay is the anti-rules expert person on broadcast.
You're going to mention Mike Carey again, aren't you?
But I think what we need is we need a football guy and we need a basketball guy, and then what we can do
Mike Carey
is
like giving you skim or something off the top.
Wasn't Mike Carey on CBS originally, and then they moved on to someone else?
Yeah, he was the original expert. He was the original rules expert, and he'd come off the field.
He didn't last very long, though.
No,
right?
he wasn't very good. He wasn't very good at all. He was not very good at all. But he's a good friend.
I mean, it wasn't that he didn't know the rules. Clearly, he knew the rules. It was like more of a broadcast delivery.
Yeah, right. He wasn't really, he wasn't really a TV guy, but he's a good friend of mine, and he's a great referee, and he's got a lot of knowledge. And I would put him right there with Monty. And I'd say Monty should be our basketball guy, and we put Mike in as our football guy. Chris, unless you have another suggestion, which I'm open to.
I don't. Like Monty can't do football too?
Oh, I don't know. Is Monty a football guy?
I don't. He's the head of the referees for basketball.
Football,
expert.
Very, very different. Football.
Well, who's the one? How about this then? You ready? How about if we make a negotiation? I'll settle on this. There's a guy named Gene Steratore.
Oh, he does both. Yeah,
he's
no,
both
but I'm
NBA.
not going with Gene for basketball. No offense.
Oh, really?
Oh, boy.
Nah, he's not a basketball guy. I know they use him in the Final Four, and he's reffed college, but he's not an NBA ref.
Okay, well, so he doesn't know the rules. Like everybody else, he don't get
the rules
basketball.
in college are different than the rules in the NBA.
All right, well, there's the only combo guy I got. I mean, he's an NBA ref, he's an NFL ref, he's the only combo guy I got.
You can take 8 steps.
We can go
in
with
college,
separate
Cappy.
guys, okay? Okay. Monty is the senior vice president of referee development and training, okay? And then Mike Carey was ref the Super Bowl. We're fine.
But Chris doesn't think that's the good guy.
No, I didn't say it's not a good guy. I was just wondering what the connection was.
Okay.
Yeah,
anyway,
nice. Good
can
friend.
we get back
Good
to
guy.
the game?
Top of the hour integrity.
Yeah.
Integrity.
Can you go,
Integrity.
About the
Sedano?
officials.
Sedano, can you go back to Rui? You were talking about Rui coming off the bench. He just seems more free coming off the bench. So there was a lot of conversation of years ago, but he has to be in the starting lineup. He has to be in the starting lineup. And now all of a sudden, right around the trade deadline, he has to be off the bench.
Well, they don't. The bench stinks, right? Like we've established that, right?
Yeah.
Like there's two things that we've established prior to the last couple of games. We'd established the defense is bad. It's still not great, although at times it's a little better. And we established the bench was not very good and not very consistent, right? Rui is a good scorer and also can defend. And just because he comes off the bench to start the game doesn't mean he's not going to finish the games. Like that doesn't mean that those two things have to be correlated.
He had more minutes than Ayton did. I mean, he has starter minutes.
DeAndre Ayton has hit the wall. Can we be honest about that now?
Yeah.
He's terrible. Like, he's just bad.
Wasn't it
told
a few
you
weeks
guys.
ago, everybody was like, oh, he's great.
Didn't I try and tell you guys when they first signed him?
Stop, Cappy.
When they first signed him, I tried to explain to you guys, this is what you're going to get. You're going to have a good game with the guy. You're going to have a bad game with the guy. You're not going to have consistency with the guy. I try to explain to you. You guys don't understand ball. This is who he is. You guys don't listen to me.
But what'll happen is he'll have a great game, in the next couple games. Like, this is what it is. He's going to have a monster game somewhere. Then he's going to have some pretty good games. He's going to have some games that look on the stat sheet like he had a good game, but it's really not impactful. And then he's going to have some stinkers in there. I told you guys this in August.
I tried to tell you guys.
No,
you guys don't listen
George.
to me.
Cappy was saying that he was like, I hope he's really turned the corner. Maybe this is the DeAndre Ayton we get from
He was
from
blaming
here
Portland.
on out.
He was blaming everybody else.
Wait, that
maybe
wasn't
he'll be
Sedano saying all that?
now.
Wait, that wasn't Sedano saying that? That was me? Wait, I said all that? Oh, all right.
I think it's also fair to say that it's been a while since he's had a good game, right? They're all kind of stinkers.
No,
now,
he had
right?
like a 10 of 10 like 4 or 5 games ago, right? Or something like that.
So wait, Bergman, you bring up Rui coming off the bench.
I think that was when Mason was on the air, said, "Oh, DeAndre Ayton, how can they do it without him?" Hot takes from Steve Mason.
Yeah, he was all in. He's like, they need him every time. 15 and 10, that's when they win. 15 and 10 from DeAndre Ayton, they're a winner.
Bergie, you bring up Rui,
wow,
though.
look at Berg taking swipes at Mason.
That's why.
Here's the thing. I threw out a little chum, and Berg went right for it.
He went like a shark in the water.
What that was?
He was a snake charmer on that one.
Yeah.
You know what that was? That was like 10 years of frustration right there out in 10 seconds.
I mean, it's just sometimes I was like, come on, man. Come on, man.
But I just want to know, you bring up Rui and you bring up the trade deadline as if, Rui coming off the bench has something to do with what do you put two and two together for me?
Okay, yeah. So Rui has one of the larger contracts on this team and is, I don't know how many years are left on it. Maybe it's one more after this one. So I don't know if you have it off the top of your head. But either way, that's somebody that you could move at the trade deadline. It's somebody that if you are going to make this team better, you're going to have to move pieces. And unfortunately, Rui is probably at the top of the list that people are going to want. And if he's playing well right now and hitting threes, you get a little more value.
See, I was
Rui
thinking the opposite.
is a free agent after next year.
Yeah.
This is the last year.
So he's an expiring contract. That is very, very teams like that.
Okay, well, that's good to know because, hold on a second. Wait a second.
You don't have to stop when you hear it.
No, I hear that bell, dude. It's my turn to pull in. No, I'm at
thought.
Valvoline. I'm in line at Valvoline. And when they ring the bell, bro, I pull right in.
Okay. We're 15 minutes through the show, which means in 15 minutes, you know what you could have done, Cappy?
Tell me.
You could have gotten that lube job. Go to Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and to score game-winning coupons.
Thank you. Because I'm telling you right now, I've sat at Valvoline. I've waited. All of a sudden, that bell rings, and it's like, let's go, Jack. I mean, I got time. Let's go.
To Greg's point, and you can expand on this, Greg, Rui does have a nice tradable contract, and Rui is someone that I think other teams would covet. So that what you're referring to, Greg, basically at this point? Like you can maybe get an upgrade by throwing in some other stuff with Rui?
Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, exactly. Because I don't think there's anybody else on this roster that has around $18 million of expiring contract that you can in a matching of salaries.
I hadn't thought of it like that. I thought when Rui had come back and now finds this new role and is succeeding like he did last night. I mean, his shooting last night was just amazing.
Yeah. Gabe Vincent expiring, Maxi Kleba expiring at 11.5, 11.
Gone if you can. Yeah, got no problem, moving on from those guys.
But Rui is somebody that teams will actually want.
Yeah, you can. That's like $40 million right there.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's a good point because I thought
Oh,
Rui,
Dalton Connect. I mean, they'd get rid of him in 2 seconds if they could.
I mean, yeah, but he's not.
It's only $4 million though.
Yeah, no contribution at all. But Rui, I feel like Rui can still be a major contributor to this team. On the other hand, I get what you're saying, which is he does have value.
Yeah, only if you can upgrade, it makes sense. But look, the Ayton thing. If you did you watch the beginning of the second half?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you see when JJ was talking to him?
I was watching the whole game.
No, but I'm just saying, like, were you watching intently when they were coming out of the half?
I wouldn't say intently, but I would say, hey, look, it's the start of the third quarter. I'll get deeper into it here at the fourth.
JJ, they actually showed a replay of it, out of Mike's, after Mike's report. And, JJ was, like, firm with him, like, it's like, not yelling at him, but just like, yo, like, bro, like, like, you could just tell, like, he was, like, focused on being adamant about something towards him. I couldn't read lips well enough to figure out what it was, but there was a tone of like, come on, man, like, let's go. You got this. Let's do this. Like it felt like there was some level of encouragement while also like trying to get him, a fire lit under him a little bit.
But on the other hand, I'll just throw it out like this. I mean, what did they need from him last night that they did not get from him?
But I get it, but you're not going to get. You need some level of contribution, from that position. Now they were able to get away with it yesterday, but at times you're just going to you're going to need him to be a contributor.
You could argue that he's hurting them more than he's helping them at many points, right?
I mean, how last night did he hurt them more than help them?
The Lakers were outscored by 15 points.
Well,
when he was
right
on
out
the
of the
floor.
gate, I mean, the lead went from like whatever it was, double digits to like
20.
7. JJ called the timeout. Then it got down to like a basket. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then that's when he subbed them out. So it it was a parade to the paint, is what I would say.
Mm-hmm. And that's completely 100%. I'm just trying to understand.
He was
this.
giving up like super easy layups.
Yeah, by the way, so were a lot of other people too. You see everybody.
Yeah, but
you're the last
to be the
line
defender.
of defense.
Yeah,
well, you gotta be a deterrent at the rim.
Okay. On the offensive end, all I can say is this: his contribution last night was just not needed. I mean, when Luka's as hot as he was, when LeBron was as hot as he was at the start of that game, I mean, just his offensive side was not needed. So I guess I'll have to go back today and break down film and watch what he did in the early part of that game. But I feel like I saw a lot of guys kind of just getting beat on the defensive end and guys getting easy baskets for Chicago.
Yeah, well, right. They got easy baskets because he wasn't doing anything on that end.
So it was him. It's
I mean, you're the last line of defense, man.
Okay.
Like you gotta be there. Like you got to make it happen. Now, the last 1, 2, 3, 4 games have been rough. He had that 10 of 10 game against Toronto. He was excellent in that game. And then since then, 2 of 5, 2 of 5, 4 of 16. In that game, he missed easily a handful, if not more, like just bunnies at the rim. Mm-hmm. Like LeBron and Luka got it to him like right there, and he couldn't finish. And then 3 of 6. And here's the thing. The thing I always worried about with him, okay, is just kind of mindset, right? And that was something I discussed. Mindset. And just with this team in particular, he wasn't going to get the bulk of shots that he's gotten in other places, but he was going to get way easier shots than he's ever gotten pretty much anywhere because of Luka and LeBron, okay? And I felt like, okay, early on in the season, he was converting more of those than less of those, and it feels like he's hitting a bit of a rut, which is fine. It could just be a rut, and hopefully he gets out of it for their sake. They need that to be the case. But he's a guy that can teeter very quickly in regards to just kind of emotional mental state if he's not getting the touches he feels like he requires. So that to me is always going to be a delicate balance. You know what? I'll ask JJ and see what he tells me on the record about that.
Oh, yeah, JJ. Throw an idea, JJ, also, by the way, since you're talking about.
We should do, the next segment should be what should I ask JJ tomorrow when I see him for the Cavs-Lakers game?
Because I got a thought here because of something you just said related
How's that
to.
for a tease?
That was
pretty
a good tease.
That's
That
pretty
means
good.
we can push wings to 7:45 because I got to stretch out as much fasting as possible since Cappy really screwed me over on this whole thing.
I know. Chris gets screwed over on his fast versus me getting screwed over on my fast.
Yeah.
But I do have an idea on the DeAndre Ayton thing. I'll run it by you.
You going to tease it?
Yeah, and then you throw it over to JJ and see what he thinks.
All right, let's 7:22. Let's talk about our friends at Prize Picks.
Well, listen, Prize Picks is the place to be. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, if you want action in the state of California, sports action, that is. You download that app. First $5 lineup gets you a $50 lineup bonus. Very simple to play Prize Picks. It's more, it's less. On basketball, points, rebounds, assists, combination thereof. You go more, you go less. I bet you if you went more on Luka yesterday, you won.
Oh,
Chances are that's the case.
For sure.
Pretty much on anything on Luka yesterday. Mm-hmm. And you can bundle a couple of players together on those stat projections, and you can win cold, hard cash, Cappy.
So, Lindsay, I know that on Sunday when we were at Yamava, you A, downloaded the Prize Picks app, B, used the promo code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. You made your first $5 lineup, and you got $50 in lineups thereafter. Do I have all of that right?
That is correct.
All right, now, I want to tell you that when you open up the Prize Picks app, Lindsay, and you look down at the bottom left corner, there's a square that says My Entries, okay? When you click on My Entries, you're going to have the ones that are open. These are plays that you're currently making. And then right next to it, you've got past. And when you go into your past, that's when you can see all the winning that you've done. And you got real lucky that the first time you used Prize Picks, you scored big. So now I know I got you. You're coming back for more. And today's a Taco Tuesday, so you got to play.
I would say that maybe I'm not lucky. Maybe I'm just good.
Perhaps. We'll find out.
Oh, yeah.
We'll find out. I mean, it's the best thing that could ever happen to you is because now you're in on it. So just like Lindsay, you download that Prize Picks app. You use the code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. You make your first $5 lineup. You get $50 in lineups. You win big like she did. And now you're all ready to go because, there's only one big football game left. So you got to finish it off strong, everybody.
Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Thank you, Sedano. 7:23 in the morning. Coming back, we will ask Sedano or tell him what he should ask JJ and whatever nonsense Cappy teased. The Sedano and Cap Morning Show back in 3 minutes from right now.
This is the Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
This is the Doctor in the Dugout with Dr. Alan Byer, presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute.
I'm often asked about people who suffer their first back injury, think they've pulled a muscle in their back, and they don't stretch enough as far as their back is concerned. So when do you seek care from a doctor when you've sustained a back injury? At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, we like to tell people that the most important thing is to watch and see if that back pain is radiating down your leg, causing any numbness, causing any weakness, or any bowel or bladder dysfunction. These are surgical problems usually and require a more urgent visit to the emergency room rather than waiting to see the doctor. If none of these signs are present, it's safe to wait it out, rest for a few days, and seek medical care from your doctor within a week or so. Hope that helps. Keep stretching your back. If that doesn't get better in a week or 10 days, that's when it's time to seek the orthopedic specialist. Hope this keeps you on the field, and keep listening. We'll be back soon.
Keep listening for more on the road to recovery right here on 710 ESPN.
Welcome back to Yeah, That's a Pepper Thing. First up, we've got Harrison wrapping his Dr. Pepper in a tiny quilt so it feels at home. Oh, how tender. That's a Pepper Thing. And over to Becca, who's whispering affirmations to her can.
You're sweet. You're unique. You're the best thing I ever poured over ice.
She swears it makes it taste better. It's not a science thing, but it's a pepper thing. Why do they all do it? All for that sweet, delicious, truly one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a Pepper Thing.
Smalls here. Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your six figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year one needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, they've seen it all. And they're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box.
Let me tell you why I went to VisionWorks in Orange County. First, it's so simple. Simple scheduling, so I booked my exam fast. Simple shopping, so I actually found frames I liked without overthinking it. And I love my new glasses. And here's the best part. VisionWorks backs it all with a 100-day guarantee. If your glasses aren't right, they'll make it right. VisionWorks accepts most major insurance plans. And their eye experts will help you get the most out of your benefits. And they can if you don't have benefits. So if it's time for new glasses, do what I did. Head to one of the 7 OC locations. Go to VisionWorks and see the difference.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on the road to the Lombardi Trophy, powered by Yamava Resort and Casino. You in?
7:27. Good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a live imaging Tuesday, presented by Geese and Wines. On this day in 1996, the number one alternative hit, Oasis, Cappy, Wonderwall.
Love this song.
Do you remember how they used this in Nip Tuck, the TV show?
Love Nip Tuck.
One of the doctors, he fraternized with somebody he shouldn't. Mm-hmm. And right after the moment, he was like, oh, no, what did I do? And this song's playing. And then she ends up running outside and gets hit by a bus. And he was like, oh, thank God.
Oh, jeez.
She was a psychopath.
That was a great show, Nip Tuck.
It was. Also, today is chocolate cake day.
You okay?
Who doesn't like a little chocolate cake? Eh?
Oh, yeah. Nice 7 layers of chocolate cake, nice and moist, and some good frosting in between. You know what I'm saying? A couple chocolate chips on the Flismo flop of it.
Too wet.
Yes.
What happened?
Why do people hate that word so much?
Moist?
Yeah, I don't.
It's funny you say that because I know like 3 people I grew up with who have a serious problem with that word.
Seriously.
And I guess it's one of those words that have some kind of weird effect on your brain.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a thing.
Oh,
it's
moist.
a thing.
I'll tell you right now, when it comes to cake, you got a choice. You want it dry like the desert, or you want it nice and moist.
If you type into Google, why don't people like the word, the first thing that comes up is moist.
It's funny.
I don't get it, but...
How do they feel
All
about
right,
the word
Cappy,
dipsy-do?
what do you want me to ask JJ?
All right, here's the deal. You ready? Mm-hmm. Just a thought. So you want to get the most or the best out of DeAndre Ayton, and we've talked a lot this year about JJ maybe being the guy to get that from him. And then you bring up that last night you could see JJ with an impassioned plea to DeAndre Ayton at the beginning of the third quarter, what they were talking about still to be determined. But here's the thought. What if you started Jackson Hayes and you brought DeAndre Ayton off the bench? Because Jackson Hayes is getting the same number of minutes for all intent and purposes, right? And Jackson Hayes, there's an excitement to his game. And I will just tell you one other thing about Jackson Hayes, George. A lot of guys could not have handled what happened to him at the end of last year, where he gets essentially benched. As a guy who is a starter, he gets benched and doesn't play. A lot of guys might resent their coach, like look forward to getting out, call their agent, get me out of here. Jackson Hayes came back to the Lakers. And I'm trying to remember the contract details, but I think he was available as a free agent. Yeah, and he chose to come back to the Lakers. I mean, the Lakers chose to offer him a contract. He chose to take it. Most guys, I think, in his position would have been so insulted and, frankly, so humiliated that they'd be like, screw this, I'm out of here. I don't want to play for this guy. Jackson Hayes has shown a lot of resilience. So I'm throwing the idea. You tell me what you think. Is it a terrible idea, or is it something that you would even consider saying to JJ, here's an idea from a real ball knower. What do you think about maybe starting Jackson Hayes for a little while, and let's see if we can't get more emotion from DeAndre Ayton?
I think the way you start that conversation is, how are you feeling about your center position right now?
Okay, good start. We're playing chess now.
And then that way he gives me a chance to follow up, and perhaps I can sneak something like that in, or some variation of that.
Yeah, because maybe you say something like this. I'm just curious, but would you ever consider starting Jackson Hayes rather than DeAndre Ayton? Is that something you would ever consider? Because if you say, have you thought of it, you're kind of saying, well, I'm thinking that, and maybe you should have been thinking that. But if you say, would you, now it's all your decision, not my opinion. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I will ask him how he feels about the center position, and then perhaps we'll go from there.
Okay.
Look at that.
Why do you think that, though, George?
Why do I think what?
Like what do you think JJ would say?
I don't. I think that Jackson is more of a energy player. I think that those players are better off the bench. That's my guess on what he would say, because I believe that to be the case. So I just don't think he's a guy that you can consider a long-term starter. In a perfect world, DeAndre is a better fit there. I mean, he's a better player there, I believe, than Hayes. So, yeah, I just think you play the better player to start.
Jackson Hayes last night.
The dunk was cool. Although, I give Mike Trudeau credit. Do you know that, Mike Trudeau kept bringing up East Bay Funk? Because that was J.R. Ryder. J.R. Ryder did that dunk in a slam dunk competition, and it was that was the between the legs, windmill kind of dunk, right? And none of the guys were biting on it because they were all way too young for that. Maybe LeBron, if he would have asked them, but I don't think LeBron spoke to the media yesterday. But all the other guys East Bay Funk, right? And they're like, you're too young for that, right? And he's like, Isaiah Ryder. And they're like, nah.
Yeah, who's Isaiah Ryder? Who's he?
Yeah.
Who'd he play for? Yeah.
He played for the Lakers for a second. Actually.
Did you guys Did you like the highlight of the dunk that we heard in the open? It's pretty funny.
I thought John did a great job. I thought Billy did a fantastic job. Although Billy missed the through the legs in the game and caught it on the replay. But yeah, it was he almost missed it, that was what I was afraid of. I thought he was going to get packed at the rim, and I saw Jackson in the postgame also say that he actually said, he was chuckling. He's like, yeah, I thought for a second I was going to miss it, but the basketball gods helped me get it over the rim, because if I would have missed it, I probably would have been benched. Right?
Dude, he did a gypsy do. Would never have heard the end of it. By the way, I thought John Ireland was going to give you a Dick Vitale. Oh, Dipsy Doo, Dunkaroo, baby.
Dipsy Doo's pretty good.
The Dipsy Doo's good, but I would always follow that up with a Dipsy Doo Dunkaroo.
Oh.
But I got to say, when he dunked that ball, I literally put in our group chat, oh, no, he didn't, because it did seem like he almost missed it, because he was on his way down.
He jumped too far away.
Yes,
right.
He was on his way down.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Because if you
he
miss
had
that
to
dunk,
stretch completely to get it over. Yes.
Yeah, if you miss that dunk, A, it's humiliating. B, your teammates will give it to you for the rest of time. And C, your coach will look at you and go, bro, look, I know we got a sizable lead. I get it, okay? But I wanted to just remind you of something. You're not LeBron. Okay? LeBron can do that all day long. You're not LeBron. But he nailed it. He put it down.
He did a gypsy do.
And I like the post game. By the way,
any other
George.
questions for the head coach for tomorrow that you'd
well,
like me to pass along? I don't get very many of them.
Yes,
so
here goes.
Because I am last on the pecking order there in regards to questions. So
okay, so here goes now the follow up. Okay, it's hey, also.
So are we prioritizing? This is the most important question because I only will probably get 2 questions with.
Okay, here's my 2 questions. Take them for what they're worth. 1, have you ever considered? Would you ever consider starting Jackson Hayes at center? That's my 1. 2 is, what did you think of his dunk? Okay, and then he tells you. And then 3
Now, here's what I could do, though, Cappy.
What?
I could, contaminate the jury pool here a little bit and just be like, talk to Legs and RJ and Mike and just be like, I wonder what they're going to do at center. You know what I'm saying? Like, just kind of before we go in there, like,
good.
DeAndre Ayton's not really playing well. I don't know. What are they going to do there?
You're good. You're good. You got a gift. You're good. Listen, that's exactly right. You infect the jury pool. I like that concept. Okay. And the only thing I want to ask though is this: hey, coach, you saw Jackson Hayes between the legs. You think Luka can do that?
Oh, stop!
Because here's why.
I'm not wasting that question.
Jake LaRavia after the game. Did you see all this? I love this. They're asking LaRavia, and Luka's in the background going, "I've done that," and everybody's like, "Please, you ain't doing that." And they surfaced. Dave McMenamin put it out earlier today. A YouTube video from when Luka is a 13-year-old kid.
Right, back in like Barcelona.
Yeah. And he had this between the leg dunk. It was awesome. Now, it wasn't in a game. But seriously, ask him about that. Yo, you think Luka can do that?
I don't know if I'm going to waste the bullet on that one, Cappy.
All right, so you only got 1 bullet, huh? Maybe
well, I
2
got
bullets.
2 questions. You know what I'm saying?
2 questions.
Bergman, Lindsay, we got anything?
We're just trying to think if there's something on the defense about how bad it's been and what they're going to do.
I feel like I've had that question with him a million times. Like,
right.
I don't know. Like, I
come up with something new, man.
Yeah. I just feel like he's going to give me the same answer, just on that.
By the way, is that the deal? They say to you, hey, George, you got 2 questions.
No, because it goes like this. Mike Breen goes first. He asks whatever amount of questions he wants to ask.
Yeah.
Then, because he's the play-by-play guy, as he should, right? And he's also a legend. Okay, so there's that. But the play-by-play guy always gets to ask the most questions because he needs the most answers. And then we have 2 analysts, right? So they get a couple of questions.
Okay.
And then, I get what's left. And usually it's like a question or 2.
So just a little bit of meat left on the bone. You see, what my play-by-play guys used to do is they'd be like this. They go, hey, Kaplan.
Kaplan, I don't want to talk about what your play-by-play guys used to do. Okay, let's kind of not have that conversation.
Wow. It wasn't even a Cappy. It was just
what's the issue? Why can't I give you mine?
Don't want to. I don't want to. You're putting me in a very unenviable position if you're going to try to compare what guys used to do with you to what a Hall of Fame play-by-play guy is doing with me. I don't want to be put in that position.
But what position are you being put in?
I just don't want to do it if that's okay.
I think you're overreacting quite a bit. By the way, when Kevin Harlan would say to me, ask these questions,
and you still did it.
Yeah, I don't
did it anyway.
No, I didn't do anything. I didn't do a damn thing. I didn't do a damn thing. I didn't tell you what he was telling me to do.
Cappy. The big game is around the corner.
Goodness, man, oh man, Sedano, God, you're uptight.
No, it's not uptight. It's that you put me in these unenviable positions.
No unenviable.
Yes.
Very enviable. No enviable.
Jesus.
Jeez, man. Gosh. Oh, man, you put me in this spot. Goodness gracious.
Not only do you screw me on the wings thing, you also now piss off Sedano.
I know, that's you don't want to
And
do
I
that.
knew where you were going, and you still did it.
What did I do?
Is there a question around when they win the tight games and lose the big games? Like the good
You're
teams.
You're saying the clutch games versus...
the clutch games
versus the teams with winning records above 500?
There's a clutch stat in there,
that beat them
right?
like 15 to 20.
All right.
Is there anything in there?
Come on, come up with a question, will you?
Yeah, perhaps. Okay. Perhaps.
I think you should ask him about your partner. Be like, my partner on the radio, he thinks you're going to blow up any day now. What do you think about that, JJ?
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's another good one.
Well.
That's another good one.
The big game is around the corner.
That's unenviable.
The big game is around the corner, but before that, it's the NBA trade deadline. ESPN LA and Hendricks Gin are taking over Rock and Brews in El Segundo next Thursday, February 5th for the Super Week trade deadline party. Join Mason and Ireland and DeMarco and Travis while we broadcast live from noon to 5:30 p.m. Become an NBA Gin Cider. Follow every Lakers move live and win Lakers tickets. It's all happening next Thursday at Rock and Brews in El Segundo. We will see you there. I think I'll even be there, pressed in the flesh. Maybe we'll get Sua. Oh, Sua there, too.
I thought you don't like Sue anymore.
Yeah, we're fine. He sent me a nice text the other day.
Oh, that's nice.
As long as you lick the boots, we're good.
He has to lick your boots?
Oh, I ain't licking his.
What about his Susies? Will you lick his Susies?
Listen, those shoes were great until 12 hours hit, and I was like, wow, where's my Skechers?
I know. I can't wear anything else. I know. The Skechers are the best. They really are. George, back to you.
What would you like me to do?
All right, I don't know. Do another winder. It's Kings game day. Pre-game coverage starts at 3:30 p.m., leading you right up to face-off at 4 p.m. as the Kings take on the Red Wings. That should go well. After the game, keep it here for Kings Talk with Sam Patesh Samboni, your spot to react and break it all down. Catch every moment. Just tap the Kings play-by-play tile on the all-new ESPN LA app, home of the LA Kings. I'm out of liner, so you two better get along for a minute.
Listen, let me tell you something, George. I'm in a little bit of a spot today. I'm in a little bit of a mood today. Yeah. You want to know why?
Oh, I can tell.
You want to know why? You want to know what my deal is today? Do you want to know?
Not really, but go ahead. You're going to tell me anyway.
No,
I've
not
gone
really.
I've gone from a series of emotions. Yesterday, I was a very angry guy. Okay? I was analytically angry about the Rams' loss to Seattle. Today, 24 hours later, I'm actually no longer angry. You know what I am? I'm sad.
Me too.
I am just plain sad. And the worst part about this sadness about the Rams losing in the NFC Championship game is there's this other side of emotion, which is, you know what? I like Sam Darnold. I think he's a nice guy. I'm happy for Sam Darnold. I'm happy at the expense of the Rams, but I'm happy for Sam Darnold. And then there's another one, George, which is, gosh, Cooper Kupp, man. The stories now, I talked about this a little bit yesterday, the stories now about Cooper Kupp, and I see Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua hugging it out after the game, and I'm not joking, not for 1 second. I'm in tears this morning watching the two of them expressing their love for one another after the game. I mean, I went from analytical anger yesterday about the Rams to nothing but pure sadness today about the Rams and the reality that this football season, at least from a Rams perspective, has truly, truly come to an end. Because just as much as Sean McVay said, I wasn't ready to stop working with this group, I was not ready emotionally. I was not prepared for potential reality. And that's where we are today.
You want to
we
hear
should play
Cooper Kupp?
Sadness Part 1 by Enigma for you next segment.
Oh, the old LZ theme song.
Yeah.
I'll need it.
You want to hear the heartwarming clip, George? It's pretty cute.
How about we tease it for the next segment?
Let's do that.
Don't play it, because I'm going to start crying.
Oh, even more the reason.
Yeah, and play it under Sadness Part 1.
That's a lot of stuff to do when I'm in the other room reading Wings next segment, but we'll figure it out. 7:42, good morning.
Eat those wings.
Oh, man. Cappy, you really did a number, and you pissed off Sedano.
I know. Put him in an unenviable position.
Or position.
Yes, that too. Unenviable.
I think I still have water in my ear from the pool yesterday at Yamava.
You were a star.
7:42, coming up on 7:43. I don't know the D's Grees, but we'll figure it out. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. We keep the fun rolling 3 minutes from right now. Wake up, mongrels.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Valentine's Day is near. Or is that a meat lover's pie from Good Times Pizza Company I smell? I'm in love. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Did I mention Valentine's Day and the dining? Book your romantic dinner at Cielo today.
Number 2.
Rick Ross, live, March 20th.
And the number 1 reason.
The Big Game Blitz, the biggest indoor tailgate in SoCal. Food, drinks, giveaways, the big game on big screens in our ballroom.
Morongo, good times.
John Ireland here for Blue Ice Huckleberry Vodka, crafted with real mountain huckleberries, Idaho State fruit. Think blueberries, but richer. Try pairing it with lemonade. So refreshing. Blue Ice Vodka, because taste matters.
and straight to the championship with a brand new truck from Northridge and Wonders Toyota. Lease a brand new 2025 Tacoma for just $84 a month for 36 months plus tax, only from Northridge and Wonders Toyota. You got a trade-in? Your ride could be worth more than you think. So get in the game with Northridge and Wonders Toyota. They make it easy.
Tacoma model 7162G, VIN number 3TYJDAHN 1ST037657. Base excludes tax, title, license, registration fees, dealer options, and charges. $59.95 due at signing. $84 per month. Offer expires 1/31/2026.
Buenos dias.
Hey, it's Mace. If you love sports, you gotta see Cosm Los Angeles. Massive display, crystal clear picture and fans everywhere. Step inside the dome, wrap around visuals, put you in the action. You want variety? The hall delivers live multi-view sports, no remote needed. Football, NBA, Premier League, UFC, all there. Then head out to the deck, a panoramic rooftop bar with craft cocktails and local favorites, sports, movies, date night, game night. Cosm does it all. Get tickets now at Cosm.com.
Welcome back to Yeah, That's a Pepper Thing. First up, we've got Harrison wrapping his Dr. Pepper in a tiny quilt so it feels at home. Oh, how tender. That's a Pepper Thing. And over to Becca, who's whispering affirmations to her can.
You're sweet. You're unique. You're the best thing I ever poured over ice.
She swears it makes it taste better. It's not a science thing, but it's a Pepper Thing. Why do they all do it? All for that sweet, delicious, truly one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a Pepper Thing.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on the road to the Lombardi Trophy. Powered by Yamava Resort and Casino. You in?
746, good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on Live Imaging Tuesday, presented by Keystone Wines. Cappy on this day in 2018, the number one hit. Camila Cabello, featuring Young Thug, Havana.
Love this song. Yeah. Hear this song, George? You ever hear this song?
I think he has, yeah.
I'm familiar with it. I don't know. I don't know if you know this song.
Also on this day in 2010, Steve Jobs unveiled the iPad. Hey.
Really? 2010, huh?
Yeah. Wow. I have an iPad in my office, so after this show, I just turn it on. I don't use it a ton, but it's just got a giant picture of Odie the bunny. So I like to just look at Otis during the day. Especially when people come in and annoy me. Just like, yeah, whatever you say, dude.
Mm-hmm. Just take a look at Odie the bunny and it
I'm
makes
just
you
like,
happy.
whatever you want to do, and then I never do it. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, before we get into the extravaganza of the wings that our friends at Lazy Dog brought us, Sedano had a request that we play Sadness by Enigma, which we used to use in the old LZ days. You remember?
So we were playing it for much different reasons.
Well, back then we were replicating LZ's Eyes Wide Shut party.
Correct, yeah.
The hilarious part is, even though LZ hated Cappy and they didn't really like each other, when you guys did afternoons for
Well, I can get it after last segment.
I put George in an unenviable position. I don't like to do that. I like to put him in enviable positions.
The morning show LZ, I think Cappy would have gone along with, but Cappy used to ask him weird questions, and that might not have gone well. But you would have enjoyed the Eyes Wide Shut days.
Yeah, I mean, there could have been some commonality there, you know?
Yeah.
So we could have gone to parties together.
Let's play this. Hey, listen. As long as it feels good.
You know, I'm open. I'm experimental.
I am too. Why don't we play this sound of Puka and Cooper Kupp after the game?
Love you, Sure, you're freaking unbelievable, man.
Love you, Doc. Go win it.
Yeah, we're going to do our best, brother. Love you, man. Cheering for
It
you.
wouldn't be no other way,
Yeah.
man.
100%. Love you, Doc.
Hey, blessed to be around you. Go win it, man. You deserve it, Coop. Love you so much, man.
Oh, my God.
So much love.
I'm not joking around, George. I'm sitting at 6:30 a.m. this morning. I have my feet in my electric foot massager, and I'm watching that video. What?
This song definitely gives it a different
What's an electric foot massager?
You
Like you put your feet in it?
Yeah, you know, it's like one of those little foot massager thingies. You know what I mean? Like you put both feet in it, and they kind of rub the balls of your feet. You know what I mean?
I don't. Actually, I don't.
You know what
I've
I'm
never
talking
seen
about?
one of those.
What?
Oh, yeah,
Really?
I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you in a second. I'm sitting there this morning, George, 6:30 a.m.
Do you have a mask on while you're doing it?
No, this is no. I'm sitting there at 6:30 this morning, and I'm watching this video of Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, and I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that the love that they have for each other, the respect that they have for each other, and Puka encouraging Cooper to go win it. And it's not even like a real conversation. It's just two guys sweating. They're both emotional. And man, I love you, dog. I love you, dog. No, for real. I love you, dog. No, I respect you, man. No, I'm blessed to be around you. No, but I love you. Like when you say these things after a game, when you've just lost or when you've just won, or two guys who were teammates who meant so much to each other. And by the way, you hear what Jackson Smith and Jigba tells people about what Cooper Kupp has meant to his career, because you realize that kid's 23 years old. I mean, it's emotional. So I went from the analytical anger yesterday of breaking down why the Rams lost or how the Rams lost. So now, George Sedano, I'm dealing with the sadness of the reality that the Rams lost.
Well, there's a level of finality to it. You're going through the stages of grief, clearly, and I think that that's understandable. And I think now the question is, what do the Rams look like next year? And I think that those questions start with Matthew Stafford, as we started to discuss a little bit yesterday, although I wasn't necessarily keen on the idea of doing it the immediate moment that they did it at the press conference. But now we can start to look at that. I think Matthew Stafford is going to be the MVP. It's either going to be him or Drake May. So I think Matthew Stafford could still lead this team to a Super Bowl next year. I think it's an absolute no-brainer, and we've discussed this, I think a few weeks ago, maybe leading into the playoffs. It's an absolute no-brainer that he is the quarterback of this team next year, unless he wants to retire.
Right. The other thing is, I was reading a lot of the aftermath, and people are saying, well, Stafford just had the best season of his career, and Davante Adams just had one of the most successful, specifically scoring touchdowns, one of the most successful seasons of his entire career. And here's the thought process, which is they will not be able to duplicate the numbers next year, to which I say,
I
so
don't
what?
agree with that.
Yeah, but
I don't agree that they can't duplicate the numbers.
But let's just say they don't. Let's say instead of having 46 touchdown passes next year, Matthew Stafford has 39. Let's say instead of Davante Adams having 16 touchdown receptions during the regular season, he has 12. So what? Just because they don't put up the same numbers or make the numbers even greater, that means that they won't win as much or have a Super Bowl shot?
Yeah.
Because to me, you fix other parts of the team. I mean, are there not glaring
Correct.
flaws?
And that doesn't mean other guys can't step up from an offensive perspective to pick up the load. Here are the free agents for the Rams going into this offseason.
Let me hear.
Tyler Higbee.
Okay.
I love Tyler Higbee, but I feel like they've got tight end covered, don't you?
They've got 4 tight ends, and Tyler Higbee's now the old guy who's dealt with injuries, and they got a young kid in Terrence Ferguson who's only a first-year player. So they've got 4 tight ends, and if they go to 3, so be it.
Rob Havenstein.
I like Rob Havenstein, but the problem is that Rob's hurt a lot.
Yeah.
And this year when he went on injured reserve, which was probably, I'm going to take a stab here, maybe week 10, 11, something like that, he never really returned. He was actually, last week they were talking about him practicing, but he never really came back to help. So
Tutu Atwell.
Tutu Atwell made one huge play this year, which was the winning touchdown grab against the Indianapolis Colts, and was inactive for a lot of the games. I mean, I think there was an injury,
yes,
but when he came back from injury, he was mostly inactive.
Yeah, I could see them eventually just parting ways. I mean, maybe coming back on a small deal, but I think that he's had some big moments, I think, with this team. But again, they are few and far between. But they have been monstrous. The moments he has had.
Yeah, I just can't figure out a role for him.
Yeah. Cameron Curl, who made that big interception, obviously.
Cameron Curl's he's a good player. He's not a great player, so I could see Cameron Curl coming back. But I think that you're going to be trying to upgrade your secondary. So I'm not calling him out as the individual reason that they need to upgrade their secondary, but they need to upgrade the secondary in probably 3 positions at least.
Speaking of which, Kobe Durant and Ahkello Witherspoon.
Yeah, I mean, Durant in particular, I don't remember the exact total number of interceptions, but he did have the 2 picks in the game against Chicago. And so, from a statistical standpoint, he took the ball away. But I got to think that Les Snead is going to look at the secondary as the number one need of this team. I think.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo is a nice guy to have on your team, George, because you never know what's going to happen. And we saw with the Denver Broncos how much it would help to have an experienced quarterback as your backup. But I'd rather start preparing for a younger future starting quarterback. And if I had to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo and redirect that $10 million salary, I'd be willing to do that. You think Garoppolo is a must-have?
I think if you have a guy that's 37 years old, you should have a viable backup quarterback. So I would bring him back. That's me.
Yeah, no, I'm not fighting it.
He's going to be 38 next year, the starting quarterback.
Yeah,
so,
and Garoppolo's probably, I'm guessing, in his early 30s would be
Right.
just a guess. But
Right.
he's a guy who's had a lot of starts in his career, has been to a Super Bowl as a starting quarterback. So if you can work it out from a salary cap perspective, and $10 million doesn't bother you as an insurance policy, then you go for it. You keep him.
Yeah, Harrison Mevis.
I like Harrison Mevis. I like the thicker kicker. I like that the Chargers have Dicker the kicker and the Rams have Thicker the kicker. So I kind of like Harrison Mevis. And I think Harrison Mevis is a guy that, like so many other kickers, you're just waiting for your opportunity. So he got his, and he was very successful. I can only think of one missed field goal that he's had. I mean, you may have the stats in front of you.
And unlike you, he can kick in the cold.
Yeah, I can't kick in the cold. I'm just, I can't deal with the cold. I mean, I was trying to play tough guy yesterday at Yamava, and it was 49 degrees, and I was freezing like I was in Antarctica. So I get it.
Xavier Smith.
Gone tomorrow, yesterday, 2 days ago.
He wasn't on like the plane ride home.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, that's unfortunate for that young man. It really is, because he will be looked at and he will be blamed as the guy that lost the game for the Rams. I think we did a good job yesterday of kind of going deeper than just that one muffed punt. And there were two, but the one that caused the turnover and the touchdown at the beginning of the second half.
I mean, they benched him. I mean, Kyron Williams was the next punt returner.
Yep. So he's gone.
We got more offensive linemen, Didich and Quessenberry.
Mm-hmm. Those are backup guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but they've filled in, at times.
Good guys to have on your roster, guys who know the offense.
Right. Yeah. Then after that, their long snapper, Jake McQuaid.
Was he the second guy, the guy they brought in during the year?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He did a good job.
Ronnie Rivers, Darian Kendrick, didn't play very much at times, right? So
you're kind of getting deeper now into the roster. Yeah.
Ronnie Rivers, yeah. I mean, special teams guy, but yeah. So, and that's it. And then they got two RFAs, Keir Thomas and Nick Hampton.
So. Oh, RFAs.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
You know
is
what
that a
RFA
restricted
is?
free agent?
Yes, sir.
Oh, look at that.
Nice
That's
job.
good knowledge.
Way to pop
so
it out,
really,
man.
the only guys we said coming back for that we made the case for were Garoppolo.
Yep.
Mevis. Maybe Durant and Witherspoon.
Maybe Havenstein. I'm just going to say maybe a depth guy, but I don't know that you can count on him to start the whole season. I mean, listen, offensive linemen get hurt all the time.
Out of the 20 guys that were on that list, we made the case for like 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now look at our boy Christopher. Yesterday, my man was thrown in the pool at Yamava. Today,
So what is all this?
Now I'm thrown in a wing extravaganza. Our friends at Lazy Dog. Cappy, our downstairs, Brandon Rolifson, the general manager.
Yep.
He always takes care of us at the Dog downstairs at LA Live because this is where we eat because they have healthy options. They also have amazing wings, and we're getting ready for the big game, Super Sunday. Lazy Dog Restaurants is offering wings party packs, which includes boneless or bone-in options. Cappy likes the bone-in sometimes.
I do.
I like
the
boneless.
bone-in.
I'm more of a boneless guy these days.
Oh, yeah?
Guests can choose 2 flavors, buffalo, lemon pepper, garlic, parmesan, which are these, smoky barbecue or plain, plus
Garlic
2 of their...
Parmesan is good.
Plus, they are good. Plus 2 of the handcrafted sauces for dipping, including ranch, honey mustard, umami, blue cheese, Nashville hot, and hot honey.
I believe it's umami.
Umami. All right. Nashville hot and hot honey. Each pack also includes a side of veggies like these. I was eating the carrots earlier while you guys were chatting about the Rams.
Like Otis the Bunny.
Exactly, which are great for dipping, too. Serving size 32 bone wings or 3 pounds of boneless options. Perfect for feeding a larger game day group. You can place orders starting on January 28th at lazydogrestaurants.com, or you can come in and order these at the restaurant, too. If you come into the LA Live one, say, hey, where's Brandon, the general manager? I want to eat some wings with him. Cappy and Morales are always talking about it. Now, here's the thing, Cappy. You were supposed to be here, sitting right here.
Right.
Enjoying this wing extravaganza while
Correct.
I continued my fast.
Yeah.
But for my friends at Lazy Dog and your friends, and because I'm a team player, here we go. We're going to break the fast right now.
Okay,
at
bone in.
7:59. This is a bone
With fried chicken.
Bone in. Okay. And he's dipping. Is that blue cheese or is that ranch? I'm a blue cheese guy, George. Blue cheese or ranch on wings?
Oh, yeah.
I can go either. I prefer ranch, but I'm fine with blue cheese.
Yeah. Oh, look at Chris go. Oh, nice.
It's all in the beard now.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, that looks so good.
It is
now,
good.
Do you prefer the one is called a flat and the other one is called what?
The drum.
I like the drum because I actually like to pull the meat off and then dip it. I don't like to eat the bone like I just did then.
Well, that's the flat.
I like the flat. The flat, you tear it apart. Yeah, no, you ate that one.
Right.
You ate the drum, but I like the flat. You pull it apart, you suck the whole thing down. You know what I mean?
Reminder, Lazy Dog Restaurant serves made-from-scratch American food and drink with seasonally inspired ingredients with locations across the country and several here in California. You can learn more about them, like I mentioned, lazydogrestaurants.com. We love the one here at LA Live. Now, while I clean up the beard, guys, why don't you talk about our friend Jacob Emrani?
Oh, yeah, I do. We got to talk about Jacob Emrani. We can get back to the Lakers, and then there's more football stuff to get into as the offseason is upon us here now before we get to the big game. But picture this. You're sitting at a red light. You're on your way to work. You're early for once, sipping your coffee, listening to this station. Then out of nowhere, you get slammed from behind. Bam!
Chris, hello?
He's eating chicken.
I'm sorry.
You need to say bam.
Yeah,
there you
thank
go, kid.
I was cleaning up the sauce out of my beard.
You get it.
Yeah. So, Cappy, your head snaps, your heart's racing. Before you understand what happened, someone's already at your window saying, hey, let's just handle this between us. No need to call the insurance.
Bad idea. Bad idea. That's when you go like this. No, thank you. I'm going to call Jacob Emrani because I already know that number. It's etched into my memory bank. It's 800-345.
Yeah.
667
89. Yeah. Hey, don't apologize at the scene. Don't say I'm fine when you're not, and don't let anyone pressure you into a quick little cash deal in the parking lot. Those words can be used against you later when the pain gets worse and the medical bills start to show up.
Yeah, the law offices of Jacob Emrani, we are here to protect you from all of that. This is what Jacob Emrani wakes up for. This guy gets out of bed every day, and he is ready to stand between you and the insurance company that is trained, by the way, to save money. They are not trained to save you.
Yeah, you don't pay Jacob a penny unless he wins. No fee unless he wins. He's the chosen legal partner of the LA Rams. And remember this number. It's simple. 800-345-6789. Save it right now. 800-345-6789. Or go to calljacob.com.
Thank you, Sedano. 8:01 in the morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on 710 ESPN, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Coming back in 4 minutes, we continue the fun and frivolity. And I'm not going to lie, since I broke the fast, you know what happens now, Cappy?
Eat everything in sight?
I think so. Yeah. At least till 3 p.m. So look forward to that today. Morales becomes the Tasmanian devil around the office. We'll get back to it 4 minutes from right now. We'll keep talking about the Super Week. We'll keep talking about the Lakers. And we'll see how Cappy can piss off Sedano all ahead.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner,
East Central Hotel, the official downtown home away from home for Cappy and Morales. EastCentralHotel.com.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Hey, Laker fans, are you juggling work and family? Chasing big goals while keeping everything else on track? You're in Ander, and National University gets it. That's why they have flexible online courses, career-focused programs, and real support for busy students who do it all. Whether you're building a career, raising a family, or going after your next big win, NU helps you crush your end game and your end game. Make your move at nu.edu.
One briefcase, one moment could change everything. Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel is giving you a chance to own your destiny in 2026. Play throughout the month of January, and on January 28th, one Club Serrano member will win the case, and with it, a finale spot in any 2026 promotion, plus $400,000. Which destiny will you choose? It's all happening at Yamava Resort and Casino, celebrating its 40th anniversary. You in? Details at Yamava.com. Must be 21 to enter. Please gamble responsibly.
Stunad. Hey, it's DeMarco. If your routine is feeling a little predictable, it might be time to mix things up. Hendrick's Gin is uncommonly crafted with cucumbers, roses, bringing together artistry and imagination for a flavor that's anything but ordinary. No other gin tastes like Hendrick's Gin because no other gin is made like Hendrick's Gin. Discover your new favorite serve at HendricksGin.com. Please drink the unusual responsibly. Hendrick's Gin, 44% alcohol by volume, imported by William Grant & Sons, New York, New York.
When a trophy's raised,
it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season. Get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or your phone today.
Do you know what to do if you're stuck on the railroad crossing? Get out of your vehicle. If a train is not approaching, find the blue and white emergency notification system sign on the traffic signs at the crossing. For help, call the number on the sign and give them the crossing number so they know your location and can alert train traffic. Remember, find the blue and white to save your life. For more information, visit oli.org.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. You're starting your day with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPN LA. Don't forget my show. The Rich Eisen Show is coming up this morning at 9 on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Now, back to the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
8:06, good morning. A live imaging Tuesday, presented by Geese and Wines, the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. Little Stevie! On this day in 1973, the number 1 hit, Stevie Wonder. Superstition, Cappy.
All-timer.
All-timer.
Yes, sir.
Today is also National Plan for Vacation Day. And the great Evan Cohen, he's planning to be there for Super Week next week up in the Bay Area. You can hear on Sportsmanlike weekdays, 3 to 7 a.m. The great Evan Cohen joins us. He's our mongrel of the morning at 8 a.m. But I want to start here with Evan before we get into a lot of stuff. So, Evan, every day you guys lock out the show at local time, 6:55, right? The problem is I come on right after you. Like, I touch you. It's like a direct handoff. Like the book Handoff by J.T. the Brick. You hand it off right to me.
Yeah.
And then I tease what's coming up. But the problem is you guys never hit it on time. So you're cut off by the network. So every day I make fun of you because you're like, oh, that's great. And then the music starts playing here. Can you get out on time so it sounds cleaner? Doesn't sound clean, man. This is a major market, Los Angeles. And it's not clean.
Yeah, well, he's basically telling you have bad clock management, Cohen.
Yeah, I mean, some shows, I think George is very familiar with the one that I'm going to mention here, have actually made a name on a hard out not going well in some ways. So how do you know I'm not doing that on purpose?
Well, if you are, then I like the bit. Then that'll be the new bit. We'll make a promo of like, hear how Evan crashes into Morales tomorrow morning at 6:55:50.
Well, the out is 55:37, so I don't know what you're like.
Well, remember, you go through a delay unit, and then it comes down to us.
Right, delay unit.
This is
so really what you should do is get out like 2 seconds, 3 seconds earlier.
35. Yeah, around 35.
Yeah, get out and get 35 maybe.
Yeah, 35 would be good.
Yeah, I need like Belichick had this guy Ernie Adams, and Vrabel has Stretch. John Stryker was with the Rams last year, like that clock management and like that. I need that guy. I don't have that guy.
That's what happened with McVay. He lost his clock management guy, huh?
Well, that probably hurt because McVay is very smart, and McVay realized, hey, Vrabel's out of the league for a year. Let me go get his guy and learn from him for a year. And then when Vrabel got back, he went and got him back. That's true. That's a true story.
All right. Speaking of which, what do you think the Rams? What did you make of the Rams season? And what do you think they need to do to improve?
Yeah. So first of all, I don't understand why more people aren't bringing up, and I'm sure you guys did, on the 4th and 4, down 31-27 with 4:59 to go or whatever it was, just kick the field goal. I don't understand why even going for it was a consideration.
Neither of us. We thought that we feel, and we're very steadfast in this, they should have ran the ball on 3rd down.
Yeah, well, the play before is always the play, right? Like that's the biggest thing. I remember Remember the time, I don't mean to keep bringing up Belichick, but it is apropos here. Remember the 4th and 2 where they went for it on their own territory against Peyton Manning, and that was like a huge deal?
Right.
And no one brought up the play before, how it was a bad play before that. So I think that's a great job by you guys, because too many people focus on the easy thing, which is the 4th down, but you only get to 4th down based on what you do on 3rd down.
That's right.
And that always is the issue. But in that specific spot, I would say that, yeah, I would have gone for the field goal. What do I make of the Rams? So my theme on the Rams all year was they were hiding in plain sight, which is they were always good. They were never that bad, and we never talked about them being that good until, obviously, we did at the end. I said on draft night last year when they made the trade with the Falcons, I said I have one guarantee for the 2026 draft that you can book it right now, and that is the Rams will use one of their 2 picks on a quarterback. Now, what I didn't know was that it was not going to be a great QB draft. But as we sit here today, I have to expect them to draft Ty Simpson out of Alabama. And that's what I think they do. And that's their hedge, is that you probably let Jimmy G walk. You let Stetson Bennett be the backup quarterback. Ty Simpson is the extra quarterback for a year, learns from Stafford, and then there you go. Now, I have a question back to you guys, though. Do you punt on any of those picks and put them into next year and see if somebody will make another trade like Atlanta did with you? Or do you say this is the final year for Stafford, or 2, use 2 picks to get a guy right, and go get Max Crosby, go get A.J. Brown? I'm just bringing up random examples. Like, what do you do with the fact that you have an extra pick if you're the Rams?
I, right now, would not go using a high-round draft choice on a quarterback of the future. You have Matthew Stafford, who played his best season even at 37 years old, and I got it. He's going to get a year older, and we had the back issue at the beginning of the year. The other part of that is, and we were just having this conversation, by the way, Evan, we were discussing whether or not you bring back a Jimmy Garoppolo. You know, he's a $10 million insurance policy, but he is a Super Bowl quarterback. He's a guy who's got a lot of starts under his belt. I'm not so sure, and I go back and forth on this, I'm not so sure I'm ready for the quarterback of the future if I've got a number 1 and I've got a really good number 2, which Denver learned the hard way. You got to have a guy like that, and they're hard to find. So I'm not convinced that you spend a first-round pick on a quarterback of the future yet. George, what do you think about this? All right, a Sedano
I don't
sigh.
think this is a very good quarterback draft, if I'm being honest with you. So I don't think I would trade that pick again and trade down and get another first-round pick the following year to somebody. That's what I would try to do. I don't know if that's plausible, but I don't believe that this is necessarily a good quarterback draft by any stretch of the imagination. So I wouldn't waste that ammunition on this particular season.
You know, by the way, Evan, you bring up an interesting point about that 4th down call and should they have kicked a field goal and been down by a point. You know what we did not discuss yesterday? And somebody brought it up to me, and I was like, I didn't even think about that. Earlier in the game, when the Rams scored a touchdown that made, I think it was 31-26, and they kicked the extra point to make it 31-27. And somebody said to me yesterday, well, why didn't they go for 2? And I said, well, why would they go for 2? And they said, well, think about it. If they go from 26 to 28, they're down by a field goal. If they go for the extra point, they're down by 4. So what's the difference between being down by 4 or being down by 5? And I said to myself, that's a very good point that I did not bring up. And frankly, if I'm being honest about it, I didn't think about that in the moment. Did you guys?
No, I'm fascinated by this setup you just gave, Cappy. You're 1,000% right. We should have brought it up. We didn't. And I appreciate you owning it, and I'll own it as well. That seems like an obvious thing that we didn't bring up. What I don't seem to understand is you didn't understand the question of going from 4 to 3? That's what threw you off there?
No, what really threw me off was, why wasn't I smart enough to think to myself, hey, coach, it's 31-26. Go to 28.
But, Kathy, you just said to your friends, why would they do that? As if on the fly you couldn't have done the math of what's 26 plus 1 or what's 26 plus 2 and then done the math the other way.
It's hard. I didn't have a calculator nearby. I mean, it's hard. Math is not good for me.
You asked the follow-up of why. What do you mean? Obviously to change the score and the outcome. What do you mean?
I felt really dumb. I mean, listen, now I'm feeling dumber, but I felt really dumb in the moment, which was, gosh, that's a good point. If you go down 31-26, you're down a touchdown. If you go down 31-27, you're still down a touchdown. If you go down and you get the 2-point conversion, you're down 31-28. Then on 4th down, the play that you're talking about later in the game with 4 and change to go, you're in a position to kick the field goal and tie. Now, you're still going to give the ball back to Sam Darnold with 4 minutes to go in the game. But I felt dumb in the beginning part of it, which was, gosh, why didn't they go for 2? And I didn't even think about it in real time. And now I feel worse.
Yeah,
Thank
that's a bad job. That's a bad job by me too. I did not think about that either.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But, Evan, I look back at this Rams game, and I'll ask you, do you think – because a lot of people just say, hey, look, it's a muffed punt on a series. In the first series of the second half, the defense holds. They force a punt. Seattle punts, and we all know what happened because Xavier Smith could not hold on to that ball. He backed up. He fell. It hit him. They scored a touchdown. To me, that's not the whole game, though. There's so much more to that game, and that's one play that will stand out, and everybody will say that's the play.
I mean, it is the play.
But it's
Cappy, just one thing on that.
Yeah.
It's not only that, it's that they scored on the very next play.
Correct.
Like, there was no effort needed to figure out a way in the end zone. I thought that was part of the dagger, is that Darnold to Cooper Kupp, like immediately on that 17-yard touchdown, I thought that was part of the killer moments of the game.
Sure was. But listen, on the other hand, the Rams got a situation later in the game when the defensive back from Seattle was over there taunting the Rams bench. And then remember, the Rams continued the series. And on the first play of that drive, they had the long touchdown pass to Puka Nacua. And that's when the whole
right. That also was would have been if the Rams end up winning that game, then we would have looked at Tyreek Woolen as the GOAT of the game. You know what I mean? Like, he would have been the guy everybody would have
the bad guy.
Right. Yeah. Like the bad GOAT,
no
not
question.
the greatest of all time GOAT. Yes.
Yeah, Sedano, like that's the biggest storyline that doesn't exist because of the fact they won the game.
Right.
Like, he got an unsportsmanlike, shout out to us, penalty, and that on what would have been a 4th and 12.
Right.
Boy, my memory of this game is pretty good.
Yeah, very good. I'm really impressed
right now.
Really good.
If you could say so yourself, yes.
Right, a lot of clarity.
Yeah, no,
a lot
I
of good
did.
clarity.
I actually did.
Really nice job.
Because I had a big angle about Lindsay and I beefing this morning on movies, but this is good what we're doing here.
Oh, yeah, this is hardcore. So let me ask you this question, though. So since you're a Patriots fan, do you?
Right.
I think most of America goes, look, Seattle's the most complete team. But, hey, New England's here. And even though Drake May didn't play great through the playoffs, and in the last game, I'm chalking that one up to weather. And I'm also chalking it up to Sean Payton not kicking a field goal earlier in that game. So how do you feel about the Patriots versus the Seahawks when most everybody else thinks that the Patriots are going to get smoked?
Yeah, I certainly don't think that. I think the number one thing about the Patriots is how intelligent they are. And I think that's a huge factor here because situational football, I mean, literally we've spent the last 15 minutes talking about situational football. And that's where New England is amazing, led by Vrabel. He's unbelievable at that. And I'll give you an example. Do you know what my favorite play of the Patriots game was on Sunday? On 3rd and 11 in their own territory, in the snow, they had a design play to throw the ball out of bounds. And I loved that because situationally what they realized, give Denver the ball, put our best unit on the field, and let our best unit play the most amount of snaps. See, people think, well, best unit playing the most amount of snaps, that must be your offense. Well, not in the case of New England. They very intelligently said the way to win this game is to allow the defense to play as much as possible. And, oh, by the way, the biggest offensive weapon, which I did not think the Broncos used enough in this game, was their punter, as odd as that may sound, because he kept pinning the Patriots back. So I think situationally the Patriots are so good and they're so smart, and it's not only the coaches but the players also. I think that's the neutralizer. In the physical goes to Seattle, but the mental goes to New England.
Okay. All right, Ev. All right, good early Super Bowl
I'm
thoughts.
like an NFL analyst.
Yeah, this is like, honestly, like, who are you, Adam Schefter today or what?
Yeah.
He's
what
not
do you
an
think
analyst,
of?
he's a
Well, I mean, whatever. Yeah, I mean, what are you, Chris Canty today or what?
Yeah,
that's better. That's better,
Cappy
yeah.
thinks the Lakers should bench DeAndre Ayton for good and start Jackson Dart. I'm not. I don't believe that'll
not
be
Jackson
the case.
Dart. I don't want to.
I'm sorry, Jackson Hayes.
Yes, Jackson Hayes is my guy, not Jackson.
Well, we're
Dart.
talking football, so
Football.
and somebody sent us a text about Jackson Dart. Jackson Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe you start the energy guy, and I would imagine JJ may feel the same. Maybe I'll be wrong about that. But the Ayton thing, I mean, look, they've gotten $8 million worth of Ayton. I think this is who he is.
Well, I think you bring up an excellent point about the energy guy. The energy guy starting is not the energy guy anymore. He's just a starter that probably is not good enough to be a starter. When your number one thing is energy, like in theory, everyone should have the energy on the opening tip. What they don't have is after they're playing and they're exhausted and they're beat up, like, oh, something needs to change. We need that third down back, so to speak. So I agree conceptually. Like, I would rather start Maxi Kleba. If you're going to bench him, right, then start someone that is not, that can do something different. It is clear that Ayton is not there for the long term. I think it's an absolute worthy risk that they took. Numerically, if you never watch him, I understand why somebody would say, oh, he's doing a good job. I don't believe that J.J. Redick and the Lakers believe he's doing a great job, and they probably would love to move him. But my guess is, knowing Cappy as well as I do, and I appreciate this, is Cappy saw a guy dunk between his legs last night and thought that guy should start. And that's probably what it should really be, Cappy.
Well, that's part of it. The other part of it is that I give Jackson Hayes a lot of credit because I think guys in his position who were humiliated by their coach the season before when he was benched as a starter and never even came off the bench in a game where, I mean, JJ just played 5 guys. I'm impressed that Jackson Hayes came back to the Lakers, and I'm impressed that Jackson Hayes has become, is such a good team guy. So we were talking about what do you do with DeAndre Ayton, and I'm coming up with ideas. Like maybe you sit him down for a little bit, and maybe you give Jackson Dart, or in this case, Jackson Hayes, you give him a start. See what happens.
I mean, sure, it's possible, but then he's not the energy guy. I think what's more likely is that they're just going to trade DeAndre Ayton for somebody else, and like you'll forget that DeAndre Ayton was even on this team 5 years from now.
Yeah, that might be the case. Hey, let me just switch topics with you. I'm going to make a sharp left turn here.
Okay.
I saw you tweet something recently, and I followed it up. I watched the movie on Netflix with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Is it called The Rip?
The Rip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it.
I didn't love it. I liked it.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go
ahead.
ahead.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When, where, and how do you watch it? Because this is important. I'm going to give you context behind why I asked this.
Fair point. I watched it in bed.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't drinking. It wasn't particularly late at night. I was in bed. I was with my girlfriend. Hadn't been drinking. Wasn't overly late. Just didn't walk away from it going, that was awesome. In fact, kind of walked away from it going, I think I may have been a little confused. But then again, given my math problems earlier, that probably doesn't surprise you.
Yeah, so and I'm glad you asked me this because this goes to Lindsay and I. So basically, I have decided, and I've been doing this now for the last few weeks, 5 a.m. Saturday, the greatest possible time for me to watch a movie. You guys know as parents, you very rarely, if ever, get time alone. And so that 5A to 7A is a perfect slot for me. So I go down to my basement, and I want a movie where I'm not going to have to overly think, and I'm just going to smile and be into it the whole time.
How many floors is the basement from the main living? Because you have a compound.
I do not have a compound.
Is it like 4 floors down from the main, the main area?
Do you live in a very tall home?
2. It's
2 floors.
The top floor where the bedrooms are, the main floor where the living room and kitchen.
He's got like an Olympic-sized pool in his backyard.
Oh, really? It's good for
That's
laps.
not true.
That's really good for laps. What's your favorite stroke?
I had 3 of them last year at this time.
That was my least favorite stroke.
Wait, so Evan, you go down to the basement. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And you want to watch what I would call, like, when you're growing up, that Saturday afternoon TNT movie when it's raining. And you're just like, oh, this is so great. Enemy of the State is on, and I'm just like going to get into it. That's the kind of movie I want to watch. So I did The Rip 2 weeks ago. I did F1 last week.
Oh, I
so
haven't
it
done
came
F1.
on. Okay, so it came up on our show today, and Lindsay texted me, you got to watch the Ken Burns documentary about history. I said, Lindsay, that's not exactly what I'm going for here.
Well, actually, Michelle suggested it, and I echoed her sentiment and said 10 out of 10, great documentary. It's fantastic.
Now, to be fair, while I told Lindsay, because I think my exact response was vomit.
Yep,
I
that
think I
was.
wrote,
That was
You
it.
wrote the word vomit, or you used
Yes,
the emoji?
he wrote vomit.
Oh.
Yeah, because that would make me vomit. Now, Lindsay has a better one. Give everybody the better one, because I feel like Sedano may have seen this.
One Battle After Another. Fantastic. Movie of the year. So good.
One Battle After Another.
Yeah, with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Is that new?
Yes. Tiana Taylor's in it.
That's just also Morales alone in his own head. One battle after another.
That is true.
Sean Penn, too. You like Sean Penn, Christopher
Sean
Morales.
Yeah, but I like him in, Blow. I don't like him.
Oh, he's a bad guy. He's a
guy?
bad, seedy guy that's in like an army guy who's like some. Oh, it's good. It's a good movie.
One Battle After Another. I'm just taking a look at it right now here.
That feels a lot better for my Saturday morning movie than the Ken Burns documentary about history.
Listen,
Well,
that
it's
was
about the
good.
Revolutionary War, though.
I don't want to watch that.
We're coming up on the
No
250th anniversary. Come on now.
Are you a Game of Thrones fan, Evan?
No.
Okay.
No.
Then never mind. On HBO, they have a new.
Yeah, there's like a new
spin-off.
one, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's like a prequel.
Yeah, it's
Thanks,
lighter.
Bregman.
Right.
Added a lot there.
I tried. That's why I asked first.
All right.
Greg, think about it. What I'm looking for is the stupid. Like that
He
sounds
wants
like a
mindless.
well thought out movie.
Well,
I want mindless.
so the Game of
Exactly.
Thrones, this thing is mindless. That's why it's a much lighter version.
Oh, I
of,
also have a requirement though. Every movie I watch has to have a cell phone or a laptop in it. I don't like anything that's historical or
Oh,
outdated.
pre cell phone.
I'm kind of like
Yeah, I
that
don't
too.
want that.
I don't like older things.
You can't say that, Lindsay. You suggested a Ken Burns history
Documentaries are my thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what documentary I watched the other day, which I wish I didn't? Who killed the Montreal Expos?
That
a
was
great documentary.
No, it wasn't.
I mean,
because
I know that. Jeffrey Lurie and David Sampson.
It's all subtitled,
No, I know
though.
that's what I wanted to confirm, George. So I wanted to make sure that was confirmed.
Now, did you get lost in when they're talking? They're speaking
Yeah.
French the whole time.
I didn't like that.
Wait, Morales, you saw that?
Not only did I see it, it has now thrown me into a YouTube rabbit hole. This actually, Travis walked into my office the other day, and he's like, "Are you watching a YouTube doc about the Montreal Expos?" And I am. I'm so in on this rabbit hole because the 1994 strike destroyed me. Because the Dodgers were in line. Them and the Expos were battling it out for the NL. Oral Hershiser was still on the team before he went to Cleveland. I loved that 94 team. We went to like 40 games that year. Or not 40, but because they went on strike. But we were season ticket holder. It destroyed me emotionally. That's why I was so angry to come back to baseball. And it wasn't until recently, obviously my whole beef with Dave Roberts, but the 94 team, the 94 year broke my heart. So to me, anything around the strike, I just watched one the other day on YouTube, like these private made ones, documentaries. Now I like the independent docs. I didn't realize Bud Selig was such a dirtbag and all the stuff he did. I never knew all that stuff because I was young. What a scumbag Bud Selig is.
This is in the Montreal Expos doc?
No, separate doc I'm watching now. I'm on YouTube docs.
I think your line about the strokes is less surprising than you telling me you watched a documentary about the Expos.
Oh.
That may be, in all of my time, and I'm thankful for it, being a part on a weekly basis of this show, that's the most surprising piece of information ever passed along.
Not only have I watched it
down and watched an Expos documentary.
I've watched it 3 times because I like to watch stuff over and over again. That's part of the
Should
anxiety.
it have been called Expose, though? Like, should they have actually played?
Yeah, I
into the
agree.
name?
I should have been called Expose.
Yeah. But answer my original question. Did you get lost in all the French, or you were able to keep up?
No, I was bored, so I fell asleep during multiple times. Yeah, I don't know. I could speak if it was Spanish. George knows I could speak it to some extent, but not French.
I've even watched a YouTube documentary now on Olympic Stadium.
This is weird.
This is going deep. This is going way, way, way deeper. I mean, just
I'm
off
just
one
saying,
documentary.
Well, but
I
that
know.
was a real inflection point for Major League Baseball.
Evan, if you want to take a good nap, I'm just going to make a recommendation. My girlfriend forced me to watch a movie the other day. She's put it on Netflix. She said it's going to expire on January 31st, so we better watch it. I go, I don't remember it, and it's from like the late 90s, early 2000s, a movie called Memoirs of a Geisha. Let me tell you something right now. That is a great movie to take a nap to because there's no guy on planet Earth that can stay awake through that entire film. Anybody?
I don't even know what that is.
Good. Then take my advice. It was don't even know.
It was based on the Broadway musical, I believe.
Oh well, I didn't know that, but it still was horrible. So
all right.
And I don't
Anything
speak
else?
Japanese.
Well, that's true. Shouts out. Anything else to throw around?
Cappy, that took us nowhere.
That just took us to the end here. I mean, that just took us to the finish line here. We just crawled across the finish line rather than running full speed. You know what I mean?
Very historical too.
Memoirs of a Geisha.
It takes
That's right.
place.
That's your film.
Hayes starting story over DeAndre Ayton.
It takes place post World War II, correct?
I don't know.
I know. We were taking a wild turn on this one. Anyway,
Yeah, really wild.
Evan Cohen, unsportsmanlike. You can hear him weekdays 3 to 7 a.m. leading into this show. And he's also featured a lot on our Saturday Best of, the Sedano and Kap Morning Show Saturday Special, even though he won't share the social media we use to promote it.
Why not?
He won't unless ESPN LA does a tweet, he won't share my tweets.
That's right.
So have ESPN LA do it.
I didn't have that phone with me because that phone is a different phone, and it was in the car, and I just didn't feel like
You
doing
can
it.
change accounts on Twitter. You can go from your account to the
I
ESPN
can do that
LA
on
account.
on the other phone. This phone I can't do that on.
Oh, why?
I don't know. We're
sounds-
convention a lot.
I know. It sounds like a youth thing.
Evan Cohen, take the rest of the day off. We'll see you next week. for Super Week. Meanwhile, when we come back in 3 minutes, the Sedano and Kap Morning Show, why don't we reset the Lakers, Sedano?
Sure.
Ah. Oh, Cappy, let's talk about our friends at East Central. Let me switch beds here.
I missed our friends at the East Central last night. Please excuse me, Robert Montez, the general manager over at the East Central. I know I was coming last night, and then I wasn't feeling so hot, and then I wound up not staying at the East Central, which makes me kind of sad because I love being at the East Central Hotel.
I will be there the next 2 nights. It is the home away from home for us in downtown L.A., and because you made me break the fast, you know what that means. Around, well, no, I don't get off the air till 6 p.m. because it's a live Imaging Tuesday. At 6:15 p.m., I'll be on that treadmill, 10 incline, 4 speed, going for an hour, Cappy.
Well, that's one of the beautiful parts about the East Central Hotel. Look, if you're coming to downtown L.A. because you're going to see a show, maybe at the Microsoft Theater, maybe you've got a convention at the L.A. Convention Center, you're going to a game over at Crypto.com, the East Central's got the best location. But when we talk about the amenities, Chris is talking about the treadmills. They've got brand new treadmills that are like the highest end treadmills, and you can run on them, you can walk on them, you can increase, as you're going uphill. We've been doing this TikTok thing where it's like a 10 on the incline and a 4 on the speed, and you get a lot done in a short amount of time. Then you walk out, and there's the Nixo Lounge, so whether you're having a beautiful breakfast or you're having a cocktail in the evening or you're watching a game. And then the rooms, the biggest rooms in all of downtown L.A. So if you want to spread out and really get comfortable, the East Central is our place, and it should be your place as well, don't you think?
Exactly right. Our downtown L.A. home away from home, the East Central Hotel right across the street from L.A. Live. Coming back, we will reset Lakers. We'll get more shit out of thoughts. Wake up. It's a Tuesday on ESPN L.A.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Change is in the air at LAX. Los Angeles International Airport's automated people mover trains are rolling soon as part of LAX's ongoing investments in improving your travel journey. The new trains will quickly move guests between all terminals. The new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, and economy parking in 10 minutes or less. Departing every 2 minutes, they'll help approximately 30 million passengers per year. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN. That's lawa.org/ESPN.
John Ireland for Blue Ice Vodka. Blue Ice's double espresso crafted with Arabica coffee makes the perfect espresso martini. Just shake with ice and pour. Soft, smooth, and delicious. Blue Ice Vodka, because taste matters.
Dog. Hey, it's Mace. Watching the game at home is fine. Cosm Los Angeles is next level, massive, high-res displays, real fans, real energy. Step into the dome. You're not watching the game, you're in it. Wraparound screens, reserved seating, total immersion. There's the hall, delivers live, multi-view sports, every game, every moment. Craft cocktails, local favorites, plus the deck, rooftop bar with can't-miss views. Football, NBA, Premier League, UFC, immersive movies. This is how sports are meant to be watched. Get tickets now at Cosm.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
8:33 in the morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a Tuesday. The big game is around the corner. But before that, it's the NBA trade deadline. ESPN LA and Hendrick's Gin are taking over Rock and Brews El Segundo next Thursday February 5th for the Super Week Trade Deadline Party. Join Mason and Ireland and DeMarco and Travis while we broadcast live from noon to 5:30 p.m. By the way, great food over there at Rocket Brews. Become an NBA Ginsider. Follow every Lakers move live and win Lakers tickets as well. It's all happening next Thursday at Rocket Brews in El Segundo. We will see you there. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. We're back in 3 minutes.
One briefcase, one moment could change everything. Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel is giving you a chance to own your destiny in 2026. Play throughout the month of January, and on January 28th, one Club Serrano member will win the case, and with it, a finale spot in any 2026 promotion, plus $400,000. Which destiny will you choose? It's all happening at Yamava Resort and Casino, celebrating its 40th anniversary. You in? Details at yamava.com. Must be 21 to enter. Please gamble responsibly.
For a century, the Genesis Invitational has stood as one of golf's greatest stages, where the game's legends make their mark and history is written.
It's official. The round that will long be remembered. Oh, yes! Ludwig Oberg.
February 19th through 22nd, celebrate 100 years of championship golf. Experience the drama, the tradition, and the moments that define the Genesis Invitational. Get your tickets now at genesisinvitational.com.
Hey, it's producer Laura with your LA Care Minute, and here's today's health tip. The best healthcare starts before you get sick. Regular checkups, vaccines, and preventative care can help catch problems early and keep you feeling your best. That's why I want to tell you about my friends at LA Care, a health plan that truly puts our community first. LA Care offers Medi-Cal, California's Medicaid program, providing coverage for low-income individuals and families. They also offer LA Care Covered, available through Covered California, for anyone in the state who needs health insurance. With 12 community resource centers across Los Angeles and growing, LA Care, in collaboration with Blue Shield Promise, offers free vaccine clinics, health consultations, family events, workout and cooking classes, and so many helpful resources. They even specialize in senior care with programs designed to support healthy, independent living. Learn more at lacare.org or discover LA's most affordable health plan at lacarecovered.org. LA Care is more than a health plan. We're part of your community.
We are back, and we are looking at a pretty lopsided matchup, Jim.
That's right, Ron. I mean, in one corner, we've got a 175-pound guy, and in the other, a 6,000-ton heavyweight train?
Jim, this guy has no idea what he's getting himself into.
It's no contest. Every day, people tempt fate and die trespassing on railroad tracks. See tracks? Think train.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with their award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on the road to the Lombardi Trophy. Powered by Yamava Resort and Casino. You in?
$8:37. Good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a live between Tuesday, presented by Geese Wines. On this day in 2004, Yeah was released by Usher, featuring Lil Jon and Ludacris, Cappy.
Well, I'm jamming over here. I can just tell you that. When this song plays, I mean, I can't help but move. You feel me?
I do feel you. By the way, Dry January just got a lot better. Geese at 0% is giving 3 people a year's supply of premium non-alcoholic wine, 12 cases, including their new 0% spritz cans, which will be delivered right to your door. No purchase necessary. 21 or older, enter now at GiesenWines.com/Dry January. All in, never out. Giesen, Giesen, wines.com.
Shout out to everybody who's celebrating Dry January, because here we are. Today is January 27th, and you're getting down to the end of it. And you're thinking about it a lot now, too. Because I ran into a guy the other day, and he's like, yeah, I'm not drinking. I'm having Dry January. Like, good for you, man. Everybody who's celebrating, good for you.
By the way, Shinano, we're going to smack it around here until 56.
Oh, okay.
Stretch it out.
Oh, great. Good.
Good
Nice.
clock management by me.
Very nice. 56 on the dot?
Yeah. which means don't you stop talking at 55:30.
55:30.
Exactly.
Okay, let me put that down here. 55:30. Got it. I'm going to stop at 55:29 to just save that extra second, just by the way.
All right, thank you.
Just as a side note. George, I know you wanted to reset the Lakers, and I'm happy to do that with you.
Well, they're playing the Cavs, who are playing much better of late. And Donovan Mitchell came off a big game last night, 45 points. He's had 5 45-point games or more in a Cavs uniform at home. He tied LeBron, actually, for that record. And, this is a team that struggled out of the gate while playing really great last year and is starting to kind of find itself a little bit. So a real test, I think, for the Lakers.
I'll take any scouting report on the Cleveland Cavaliers you can give me because, as you know, I'm not exactly sitting around at night watching Cleveland Cavaliers basketball.
Why not?
Why not? Good question, I would say. Yeah.
Really? Is that a good question?
Yeah.
I would say so, yeah.
Really? You think so?
They're a good young
I don't believe you think
team.
that's a good question. I see that smirk on your face. I don't believe that you think that's a great question.
Evan Mobley, aren't you guys like BFFs?
Me?
No, me.
No, Cappy.
Me and Evan Mobley broed down one night.
Oh, that's right, at the USC game a couple years ago.
Back when I used to have access to the athletic director's suite at USC football games. That's right. We did bro down that night. Yeah. But, Linz, unlike you, I can't say I'm a lifelong Cleveland Cavaliers fan.
No, I'm not saying you have to be.
No,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm just not sitting around at night going, hey, what are you doing tonight? I don't know. You want to go out to dinner? Nah. Why? What are you doing? I got Cavs are playing tonight. So that's just not the way I roll, Lakers are playing.
What I'll say is this, Cappy. On
Tell
a
me.
national, they do get some decent run on national television, and you'll probably see them a little more here, even though they have been on national television plenty already. But, now that football's pretty much done, you're probably going to have to start watching these games, you know what I mean, as we get ready down the stretch. Because I will give you a lot of credit. You watch every Lakers game, even the ones you didn't want to, after you made that strange plea about how the Rams have taken over the town or whatever it was you were trying to say the other day, which I think the Rams have carved out a fantastic place in this town,
couldn't sell it
and
to
certainly
anybody
a sizable one. But what I would say, so I like to push back on those that don't believe that, because I do believe that's the case, and they've done it in very short order, which is impressive. However, with football season being over, and particularly the season of the Rams and the LA teams being over in college and pro football, it is now time for you to get familiar with the rest of the NBA.
Well, listen, that's how I do it. I do it by watching Laker games, and I particularly want to thank the Lakers. I love the East Coast trips. Last night when you're in Chicago and the game
it's
is
early.
on at
You're
5
done
o'clock,
early, yeah.
Dude, I was in bed last night and going to sleep lights out at
Not
8
me.
p.m.
I was watching the Australian Open until about 10:30. So.
Okay, I will give you that one. And then for me, tomorrow, when the Lakers play the Cavs at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that could turn into a 7 p.m. night time for me. I don't know, man. It's certainly a possibility.
So, Evan Mobley's good. I mentioned Donovan Mitchell. Don's having a good year. And look, they've got a couple of what the Cavs have had to do is, because of all the injuries they've had to start the season, whether it's Darius Garland, who's been injured again and is dealing with he's dealing with turf toe. And I think most people don't realize how tough an injury that is to come back from. I mean, people have literally had to retire because of that injury. The name does not distinguish how hard an injury that is to deal with. It just feels like, turf toe. How bad could that be? No, it's really bad, actually. So he's got multiple foot injuries. Max Strus, who's a big part of their run last year, is not available. They've had Sam Merrill in and out of the lineup. They've had guys who are big rotation pieces, if not starters, out of the lineup, and they've had to play a lot of G League guys. Whether it's Tomlin, Naquan Tomlin, or a guy who has a fantastic story. You want to talk about a Radio Rinaldi Cap.
Yeah, give it to me. Let me hear it.
Naquan Tomlin never played college basketball.
He didn't?
Okay? He was a guy who played high school basketball. Do you know where a scout discovered him?
Tell me.
Rucker Park in New York.
He did
never
not play
played organized college basketball.
Really?
Was discovered a high school player in New York, great high school player in New York City, never went to college, played on Rucker Park, scout found him there, started playing in the G League. That's how this thing ended up rolling for him.
Why does ESPN.com have him listed as going to Memphis?
I think he went there
briefly,
but it was not really an actual stint at Memphis for very long.
Okay, tell me more.
He was discovered at Rucker Park.
Okay.
and then he's played really well in the G League, and he's playing meaningful minutes for the Cavs this season due to all the injuries. And then they got another kid, Jalen Tyson, who they drafted in the first
He's
round.
good.
Oh, the kid out of Cal?
He's good.
Yes. Well, he played at Cal, and he played somewhere else
Texas,
afterwards.
then Texas Tech, then Cal.
Texas Tech, right.
I just said that so that you guys thought I knew who he was.
Yeah. And his brother, Cappy, I believe it's Jordan Tyson, he is number 10 on Mel Kiper's big board, wide receiver out of Arizona State.
How about that?
So there you have it.
Good stories.
Yeah.
What do you think of Dean Wade?
Dean Wade's a nice little role player.
Oh, wait, Lindsay doesn't like that.
He's fine. He's just kind of, he's kind of there. He's you'd like him, Cappy.
Yeah, I'd like him.
Yeah, you'd like him. He's like a
Soul guy?
like a Drew Timmy type of guy, kind of like a little better, older, a little more developed and in the league longer. But he's like one of those type of guys. It's like he'll have a good game every once in a while and just be like, woo.
I like Timmy. Timmy.
I like Timmy
too.
I'm a big Timmy guy.
Yeah, he gives me Mark Madsen vibes. He gives me Mad Dog vibes, old school. So I like Timmy, and I would be into checking out Dean Wade as well. So, but this is how I get to know the rest of the NBA. Tony Romo, the way he gets to know the NFL is he sits around and he plays Madden all day. So for me, the way I know the NBA is whoever's playing the Lakers. That's how I watch. That's how I take in the NBA. So I am going to be watching my first Cavs game as of tomorrow, 4:00 in the afternoon. There you go.
Yeah.
I'll take any scouting report you got, man.
So there you have some guys. Naquan Tomlin, very limited college basketball opportunities. Was dismissed from one school, and then was just playing on Rucker Park, and a scout saw him and was like, "Yo, we need to get this guy back playing basketball."
Wonder how that goes, man. Like, is the scout just walking by going, hey, look, there's a basketball court. Hey, look at those guys playing basketball.
Well, I just think a lot of people go there to watch games,
A lot of people went there to watch games?
We've got Bills breaking news.
Games.
All right,
the Bills are finalizing a deal to make their OC the new head coach, Joe Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Really? That's kind of a surprise.
I'm a little surprised, but I guess they just want to keep it rolling.
It is a little surprising that you fire a head coach after 9 years who's had that amount of success, and then you blame him because you have what you think is a generational talent at quarterback, and then you fire the coach to just hand it off to the offensive coordinator. I don't know. That owner, I never really knew Terry Pagula until that press conference about a week or so ago.
I know his daughter,
Right.
Jessica Pagula.
Right, knowing her, watching her play tennis, like that's what I know of the Pagula family. But watching Terry Pagula last week rat out his general manager, hey, he was a team guy. He drafted a player that he didn't even want because the coaches want him. I'm telling you the true story. And then the general manager's sitting there going, hey, guys, the old man's a little nuts, all right? Give him a break. Give him a little bit of a break. And now they're just handing this thing off to the offensive coordinator. I don't know. It seems weird. Like when Phillip Rivers pulled his name out of consideration, I thought to myself, why would you do that? I mean, unless you already knew, hey, I'm not getting it, so I want to save face by pulling myself out of it. But why else would you do something like that? Why would you not stay in consideration?
Breaking news on ESPN LA, presented by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and to score game-winning coupons. Meanwhile, speaking of head coaches, your Steelers. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, Mike McCarthy. That's an interesting hire.
Well, let me ask you a question, because I really want to just kind of workshop this a little bit. You tell me, the hiring of Mike McCarthy by the Pittsburgh Steelers tells you what about the future of Aaron Rodgers in a Steeler uniform?
I would think that it kind of mixed because Aaron had good years in Mike's offense, although he was very critical of it at the end of Mike's tenure there, hence Mike getting fired. But one would assume, if I was trying to think clearly, that maybe they don't want Aaron Rodgers back.
I'm glad you said it that way, because here's what I'm thinking. A lot of people are criticizing the hire of McCarthy. They're like, wait, you let Tomlin walk and you
It's not
replaced
very
him.
Steelers-like, if we're being honest. They
Right, 'cause
generally hire the hot coordinator, young guy, and let them grow kind of thing.
Well, I mean, Bill Cowher was that guy when he
So was
hired,
Tomlin.
and so was Tomlin. And frankly, those guys were pretty much unknowns until they got to the Steelers. People were like, whoa,
Correct.
who's that? McCarthy, and I know people are like, well, he's from Pittsburgh, man. He's their kind of a guy. Maybe. Or maybe he's the kind of guy that was brought in to get rid of Aaron Rodgers and start over at the quarterback position. See, I think, George, a lot of people look at McCarthy and they say this. Well, look, they had this relationship in Green Bay. They won a Super Bowl together in Green Bay. So they brought in McCarthy to make Rodgers happy. Let me tell you that if that's your opinion, you should probably Google this stuff. It's all out there for you to read. Aaron Rodgers started to really have an issue with Mike McCarthy. I want to say it dates back to the 2015 NFC Championship game.
Against Seattle.
Right. Yeah. So they're in Seattle. And if you go back and you look at that game, by the way, anybody, quick Google search, you can just find the box
Mike
score.
McCarthy did not call a great game.
Mike McCarthy in that game, this is where my whole philosophy about not kicking short field goals started. Mike McCarthy in that game in the first half kicked a 19 and a 20-yard field goal. You're on the road in the NFC Championship game, and you're on the 1-yard line, and you're kicking field goals. It killed the game. It ruined they lost the game in a comeback by Seattle, but a game that they should have been up by 14 points. So that's where it started. Now, again, George, what I'm about to tell you here is all out there. You can find it anywhere on Google. Aaron Rodgers and my boy, Alex Van Pelt, who was Green Bay's quarterback coach at the time, Alex was brought in there to really be a liaison, if you will, between the quarterback and the head coach, who frankly didn't get along. But you got to understand, Mike McCarthy was a graduate assistant coach when we were playing college football. And Mike McCarthy and Alex Van Pelt, these guys were very, very close because Mike was a passing game coordinator. And so you're dealing with the quarterback. So when Aaron Rodgers and Van Pelt are super tight like bros, McCarthy has virtually no relationship with Aaron Rodgers. And again, Google this stuff. It's all out there. I'm not telling you anything that's not available. So McCarthy fires Van Pelt. And George, you understand? Like we were talking the other day.
I remember Aaron was very upset.
Very upset. And I mean, like crying, like I'm not joking, literally crying. I did not know this was going to happen. I had nothing to do with this. I'm as angry about it as you are. So for me, when I look at Mike McCarthy going to the Steelers, and I know the history that McCarthy and Rodgers didn't get along, Van Pelt was the liaison between the two of them.
The liaison.
Rodgers was further angry at McCarthy for firing Van Pelt, who, by the way, was his guy. I mean, there's so much history here. I could give you an entire history lesson of all the connections.
You could Google all the history, right?
You can, but you'd have to really dig deep. And here's what I mean. You guys remember Paul Hackett was the head coach at USC, right? Well, yeah. Paul Hackett was our head. Yes, but Paul. So I'm just glad you mentioned that name because I'm going to get to that in 1 second.
Right.
When Paul Hackett left us, when he got fired when we were in college, he went to the Kansas City Chiefs. He was working for the Kansas City Chiefs and for Marty Schottenheimer. Joe Montana was the quarterback. He brought with him, Paul Hackett, Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy was this young coach who was an entry-level coach in the NFL at that time. So now let me put a pause on that. If you see Mike McCarthy hire Nathaniel Hackett, who was the former Denver Broncos head coach and the hand-picked offensive coordinator of the New York Jets for Aaron Rodgers, if you see Mike McCarthy hire Nathaniel Hackett, to me that's a sign that Rodgers will go back to the Steelers.
That they will try to mend fences.
Correct. If Nathaniel Hackett's name comes up for the Steelers, and I'll give you another name, a kid by the name of Luke Getsy, who was also
kid was with the Raiders, yes.
He was with the Raiders offensive coordinator, he was the Bears offensive coordinator, and he was with the Green Bay Packers as an assistant for a long time. If McCarthy hires Nathaniel Hackett, Alex Van Pelt, or Luke Getsy, that's an indication that he's going to try and fix the relationship with Aaron
by the
Rodgers.
way, if you wanted to do a quick Google search, you could Google Mike McCarthy, Aaron Rodgers relationship, and the Pittsburgh Tribune newspaper has actually a very good article on the complex relationship, let's call it.
Complex is one way of putting it, for sure. Non-existent is another.
8:53, good morning. We'll keep rolling here. We're not going anywhere. But first, Cappy, let's talk about our friends at VisionWorks for 60 seconds.
You know, last night I'm at dinner with Rachel, and I'm telling her I can't see the TV. I'm like, what's the score in the Laker game? Does that say 98-90? Like, I couldn't see. It was so blurry, and it's so frustrating for me that the reality has set in. I've gotten a little bit older, and my vision is not as good as it has been. So I was telling her I can't wait to get to VisionWorks and get my annual eye exam Because when your eye doctor is looking at your eyes, they're not just looking at your sight, they're looking at the health of your eyes. And, if you get this done right and you get it done early like you can at VisionWorks, annual eye exams catch early signs of glaucoma, diabetes, and hypertension. So I can't wait for my visit to VisionWorks to get my eyes checked out and get the right glasses because I can't see squat, man.
And here's the thing. They make it real simple. Other places, you're overwhelmed by all the choices. But at VisionWorks, they got simple shopping. Unlike other brands, VisionWorks makes things simple by organizing frames by shape and price, Lindsay Baseball.
That's right. And also, they accept thousands of insurance plans, and you can go on their website, visionworks.com, and shop online with your insurance. You can check right there to see if they accept your plan. Make it nice and simple.
They've got the BOGO.
2 for 1.
Two for one. One easy decision. 2 pairs. Buy one, get one free at VisionWorks. Now, let's keep talking about Mike McCarthy. I heard you can Google about it.
Well, George did Google about it. And George, you say that you're reading about this complex relationship. So, again, for me, if I'm the Steelers, here's why I hire a guy like Mike McCarthy. Because whether you think he's a great coach or you don't, look at the numbers. Look at his years in Dallas and look where their offense was ranked. It was a top 5 offense every year. And, oh, by the way, there was a time where Dak Prescott was hurt. And do you guys remember a guy by the name of Cooper Rush? Does that name sound familiar? Backup quarterback? He kept things rolling. So Mike McCarthy, you may look at him and go, you know what? He's just another retread. But think about it. He's been retreaded through legendary organizations. He's been the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, the Dallas Cowboys, and now the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, he's a safe hire.
Very safe. Very, very safe.
You're going to be a playoff team, and, you might be really good in a couple of those years.
But let me ask you this. Do you think that Mike McCarthy, who has a reputation of being a quarterback developer, do you bring him in to get rid of Aaron Rodgers or to have Aaron Rodgers Band-Aid
No, you
for
draft
a year?
a new guy.
That's what I would do. And I'd say, hey, Mike, we got 5 years, man. Draft a kid
Mike.
and let's go do it. That's what I would do.
That's what you would do.
We're going to draft a quarterback for you, Beck.
8:56 in the morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. The Rich Eisen Show begins at 9 a.m. terrestrially on 7:10 a.m. or on the app if you're listening to us on the app or on YouTube. Stay right there. The Prize Picks Power Hour is next. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a live imaging Tuesday. Wake up, sucker!
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Always have a backup pair of glasses. Prescriptions break, get lost, or sit on accidentally, usually at the worst time. This National Eye Care Month tip is sponsored by VisionWorks. See the difference.
Hey, it's Mace. If you love sports, you gotta see Cosm Los Angeles. Massive display, crystal clear picture and fans everywhere. Step inside the dome, wrap around visuals, put you in the action. You want variety? The hall delivers live multi-view sports, no remote needed. Football, NBA, Premier League, UFC, all there. Then head out to the deck, a panoramic rooftop bar with craft cocktails and local favorites, sports, movies, date night, game night. Cosm does it all. Get tickets now at Cosm.com.
Hey, it's producer Laura, joined by Jerry, the founder of Amor Salsita. And on my carne asada, listen, the food always matters. And girl, lately the star of our table has been Amor Salsita.
That's exactly why we created it. Fresh, authentic salsas meant to be shared with the people we love.
And if you want a great pairing, sweet heat mango habanero with some fish tacos is a must.
My favorites are the hatch avocado mixed with the salsa roja. It's bomb.
Visit amorsalsita.com and grab Amor Salsita at Albertsons, Vons, or Pavilions in the produce department.
Amor Salsita, the heart of every table.
Hey, it's Mace. The big game is almost here, and there's no better way to cash in during America's biggest sporting event than Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. And since the big game is right around the corner, that also means it's your last chance to get into football action before next season. On Prize Picks, you simply pick 2 to 6 players, pick more or less on their stat projections, and submit your lineup. Prize Picks also has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you now got the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. You can also copy lineups with one click with the new social feed. Don't miss any of the action this season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code MACE, M-A-S-E, $50 instantly in lineups when you play your $5 lineup. That is code MACE on Prize Picks. $50 instantly in lineups when you play $5. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Got to be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says,
You're our good luck charm. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Talk about stepping up.
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Previously on the Sedano and Kap morning show.
And now a steal by Jackson Hayes, and now he's got to run out. Slam dunk, he did a gypsy-do between his legs and dunked it. Michael, he was like he was in a dunk contest.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
That might be one of the best in-game dunks I've ever seen.
The Sedano and Kap morning show is on the air.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
You want me to push him in the pool? I think now's the time, Kap.
No.
If you've ever wanted to do it, now is the time.
I don't think so.
It's warm outside. Now the sun's
How's
out.
the water feel?
I mean, he's not arguing about it. Just do it, Cappy. Go give him a nut.
Whoa.
Give him a bunny nut.
Right there.
He almost
bent
almost
over.
fell in.
It was
Yeah.
the time. That was the time.
Dump truck. What do you think?
Get him.
Oh, look at me. He just dipped his socks. He just, you ain't out.
Now, Cappy, go do it.
Do it.
Here he goes, Cappy. 3, 2. Oh my God. 3, 2.
3, 2.
No. 3, 2.
No way. No.
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, he's in the pool.
Morales went in. He went in the pool. Oh my God, he's a superstar. He's a superstar.
A little sabor.
Yeah, I don't think people like being called hacks.
You're the widow on the radio.
Giant Mexican, horn section. And
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
give me a freaking break.
I'm reacting to Art Bell.
Yeah.
Midnight in the desert. I'm Art Bell.
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
The Sedano and Kap morning show on 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you want to woo-woo?
Bit boy.
Right now.
Monstrous. But I don't want to eat that. We did it, Dad. We did it.
You were riding high on the stinger last time.
Oh, big time.
So,
Right, that's right. Of course we were.
So, mongrels, stay tuned.
Yeah.
9:02 and 30 seconds. The Sedano and Kap morning show, the Prize Picks Power Hour on YouTube and on the all-new ESPN LA app. You don't have your bullhorn at home either?
Nope. Office bullhorn. Need the secondary bullhorn.
That's a very quiet love boat, though.
Well, I wanted to try and sneak it in before Chris was getting to whatever he was going to get to, but I'll give you a good one.
I like that one. That was well done.
By the way, time for top of the hour integrity in our Prize Picks Power Hour and the Morning Wood, brought to you by our friends at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR, F-L-O-O-R, or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Sedano is off to LAX to fly to Cleveland. So that just means you have us. The Lindsay segment at 9:30 this morning, we will do the Dealer's Choice Real Deal with Cappy, and we'll read from the calendar for Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. We've got yesterday and today to make up because I didn't have the calendar with me yesterday at Yamava Resort and Casino. Thank you to Yamava for an amazing championship Sunday in our Monday live broadcast from the pool. You heard in the open there, I was thrown in the pool by Cappy. We'll be back there for Super Sunday. More details on how you can spend time with us coming soon for Super Sunday at the poolside at Yamava Resort and Casino.
I got to give you a lot of credit. I don't like to, but in certain instances, I must. You going in the pool yesterday and getting the Vaporubs that you threw in the pool.
So when you say that, the cough drops, not like the jars of Vaporub, but Vaporub makes cough drops that I use a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't use cough drops because I'm sick, but it's to prevent any vocal issues. It's important to keep the voice warm, and cough drops do that. And the Vaporub ones are amazing.
After this weekend, all I've had is Vaporub.
I know. I sucked on about 12 of them yesterday, the ones that you bought me at Target a couple weeks ago.
Yep. Look when we
went in.
Morales gave me all of these guys.
Yeah, I know. You were great, though. You jumping in the pool or being pushed in the pool, however you saw it, you going in to get those cough drops was one of my favorite things that you've ever done.
Now, here's the thing. That jacket that I was wearing is a very big jacket. It's from when I was much larger.
Mm-hmm.
So it was already kind of hanging off of me. And then when it got wet, and it was soaking wet, along with my clothes underneath and my undies, for a few moments it was fine. It was like, yeah, no big deal. The sun was out. And then it got cold very quickly. So I went back to the room barefoot. I was holding my Skechers.
Oh, no.
Then I got in the room, stripped down, and immediately got into a hot shower in the room. And I just stood in there for like 5 minutes contemplating life. Then I got out naked, toweled off, and then laid in bed for a few moments just to warm up because I was very cold.
The lifeguard who was on duty at the pool at Yamava had like no idea what was going on. He was like, what the hell just happened? I'm like, bro, we put some cough drops in the pool by accident. Sorry, our bad. My favorite part, though, is that if I was in your shoes and I was going to go into the pool and get the cough drops from the bottom of the pool, I would have taken off my socks and I would have grabbed the cough drops like as if I was like an eagle with like talons on the bottom of my feet. And I would have gone into the pool and I'd have grabbed them with my toes and I'd have lifted them up. But you had your socks on still.
I did. That was a foul by me.
Yeah, you didn't exactly strip down.
I didn't at all. All I did was take my shoes off and I took my Apple Watch and my Whoop and then my ring and my jewelry just so we didn't have to deal with that. And I took everything out of my pockets. And I had forgotten about it. And then when you started to go there, I was like, I guess we're doing this.
It was great.
Water was warm. It was beautiful.
You know, I was only worried that as if I was starting to push you, you were going to actually grab a hold of me and pull me in with you.
Yeah, but then somebody could have gotten hurt if we did that.
Well, but also my biggest fear, tell me if everybody thinks about this, my biggest fear is if I get pulled in or thrown into a pool, oh my God, I've got my phone, phone.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're
the
waterproof
phone.
now.
But now, that's right. Then now, like I have, I think an iPhone 16, I think. And these iPhones now, they can get wet. You could submerge them in the water. Now they say don't like do it like where you do it for a couple hours, but you could literally drop the phone in the water, pick it up, and it's completely fine. And the days of like sticking your phone into a big bag of rice to dry everything out, those days are over with the new iPhones, as I understand it. Has anybody tried it yet?
Well, you can Google it.
Well, I have to.
Hey, good idea, Jorge. Good idea.
Yeah,
Very,
I'm not
very
putting my
solid.
phone in water.
I did it.
No matter what, I don't feel like that should be a thing.
Mine
like
fell
trying
in the
some
pool
water.
once, and it was fine. So
Yeah, I'd rather
I
not
didn't mean
test
to.
it.
But it works. It's fine.
You know, you say Google it, and the reason I kind of kept going back to Google that whole situation between Mike McCarthy and all those names that I mentioned is because it's really not insider information, but you might think to yourself, hey, Big Mouth, you got your buddy here, Van Pelt, and you got McCarthy, and you got this story of Rodgers, and you may know something that other people don't know, and then you're going to get somebody in trouble because my mother always used to tell me your big mouth's going to get you in trouble. And
So
it
you
has
didn't
many
want to
times.
get aggregated, essentially.
Well, I didn't want to get anybody in trouble. My
You
point about
thought, you
saying
thought
that
Epic Wolf was going to like start aggregating you
Oh,
on.
Epic Wolf has been nonstop today in the YouTube
Yeah,
chat.
tell me what's going on today because I see a lot of controversy in there with Epic
Well,
Wolf.
it's not,
What's the issue?
I like Tim in the OC. He goes by Epic Wolf in the YouTube chat, but he's got something to say about everybody. And, like, I don't care, and I like to try to defend our teammates because here's the thing.
Tell me.
You want to say stuff about me? I don't give a crap. It's when you say stuff about people based on like what producing experience do you have? And he doesn't. This isn't just about Lindsay and this show. This is about everybody. He's got something to say about everyone.
So he talks about me.
But yet you listen to us all day long, and you think you could produce a better sports radio show? And then he also complains about how much money everybody makes.
How much?
No.
How does he know how much money anyone makes?
He guesses that we all do well, which we do. We're very lucky in life. But, like, you listen to us. Why do you, like, engagement is how we get paid. So what do you want from us? It's not our fault that we do well in life, but we work very hard. It's every day. It's nonstop.
I always laugh at that. Like when people criticize successful people, you know.
And then see, J9861, Morales, you're the sensitive one. Actually, I'm not. If you just say stuff about me, I don't care. The difference is, and this has always annoyed me about this situation when we have the communities and all this. If you say, oh, Morales, you suck, or whatever you say, am I not allowed to respond? If you respond back, they go, oh, you're sensitive. Okay. But then if we don't respond at all, they go, oh, you guys never talk to us. I don't know what you want from us. We could be like the other station in town, or how this place used to be where nobody ever responded to listeners and didn't care. It was thought of. But we want to engage with you. We want to have the YouTube chat. We want to have all this stuff. So when we respond, you're like, oh, you're sensitive. Why are you responding? Okay, well, guess what, guys? Then don't even worry about it. We get paid either way. So it's no big deal.
Sounds like a them problem.
Well, I always laugh because John Ireland does not hide from, the fact that he's been successful. But by the way, when you're working, as a radio talk show host and you're working as a play-by-play announcer for one of the most legendary organizations in American sports, and you have to travel the way he has to do and then have to try and balance these two things. It's why with Sedano, like people ask me all the time, like, Sedano's not around very much. I'm like, let me tell you something. Sedano is on a work grind right now that you have no choice but to respect. Okay. Yeah. We would love to have him all day, every day, but my man is out there hustling and grinding. And so what do you think? You think he's doing it for free? You think he's not making money? You don't think that being on ESPN on an NBA broadcast makes you a successful guy that gets you well paid? So I don't know why everybody feels like they have to hide, so to speak, from being successful. You are successful not because somebody handed you something, because you worked really hard to get to where you are. And I always find that Ireland handles it better than any of us because he just doesn't hide from it at all.
So somebody just wrote, Ireland has been rich for a long time. Let me give you a little clue. Everybody's rich. Everybody who is one of the Power Six, as we like to call it, is rich. Let's not pretend they're not rich. So get over it. Ireland is maybe one of the most rich because he's been doing this for a long time. But everybody is rich. That's just how it works. This is media. Okay, Scott Kaplan wouldn't be doing this if we were paying him $10 an hour.
They don't call it the Cappy Complex for nothing.
Exactly. So it's just like, guys, you want to be mad because they're successful? Okay, that's fine.
He didn't spend $3,000 on have Thanksgiving catered for nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Believe me, let me tell you something.
I've gotten lost walking around in Cappy's house.
I was as embarrassed about it actually happening as I was to actually tell everybody it was happening. Let me ask you guys this question, just to go in a totally different direction. So we all watched tons of football this weekend. We were talking about, the Lakers last night and, Jackson Hayes and that crazy dunk and Luka with 46 points. But I'm going to ask you guys this. Think about it for a second. What was the greatest athletic accomplishment that you saw over the course of the weekend? Yeah, just marinate on that for a second. What was the greatest athletic accomplishment you saw over the course of this past weekend or last couple of days?
Probably something with LeBron.
Okay, LeBron? Which part of LeBron?
I mean, he's still dunking at 41. That's pretty impressive.
Power dunks, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Bergie, does anything come to mind like the greatest athletic accomplishment you saw over the last couple of days?
I mean, besides Jackson Hayes through the legs dunk and a dipsy-do, I mean, that was a pretty good...
He did a dipsy-do!
I mean, there was a bunch of amazing catches in in the games. Like even the catch from Puka Nacua in the corner of the end zone, that was pretty good.
How about the Jackson Smith and Jigba catch? The one-handed catch as he's going to the sideline.
That was fantastic.
Spectacular athletic accomplishment, right?
A lot of that is like the gloves too, right? Like those gloves just stick. Like, bam.
And just guys practice now. You see you see Steph Curry or you see Luka and you see these crazy shots and they practice that stuff all the time. Well, receivers now more so than ever before practice catching the ball with one hand, right?
Well, except for that the punt returner.
Except for Xavier Smith.
Well, Xavier Smith is not going to be playing football
Just
much
saying,
longer.
he doesn't have any sticky stuff on his gloves, that's for sure.
Well, he doesn't have sticky stuff on his feet. Otherwise, he could just stand up.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have backpedaled and fallen. Chris, does anything come to mind over the weekend? Greatest athletic accomplishment you may have seen over the weekend? Think outside the box here for just a little bit, because there's no right answer, but I want to present something to you guys.
Well, go ahead and present, because I can't think of it.
What about Scotty Scheffler at a -29?
Oh, but that's in Hawaii, though. So.
No, it's at La Quinta.
Yeah,
it was at La Quinta.
Oh, that was in Hawaii.
No,
PGA in the desert. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, well, then that is a great accomplishment.
How about Sam Darnold?
-29? Crazy.
Sammy D. How about Sammy D?
Sam Darnold, overcoming the ghosts, right? I mean, shutting guys like us up who all question, could he win the big game? And some people said to me yesterday, what did he win? And I said, well, he won the NFC Championship game. And they went, well, did I miss something? Did he win the Super Bowl? I'm like, hey, look, he beat the 49ers twice down the stretch. He beat the Rams twice down the stretch. It's time to put some respect on Sam Darnold's name, okay? But if you took away basketball and you took away football, here's the greatest athletic accomplishment I saw over the weekend. Does anybody here know, and I hope I pronounce his name correctly, does anybody know who Alex Honnold is?
Is this the guy that free solo?
Yes.
Oh, everyone said that was such a ripoff.
Ripoff? Why is it?
Like people said that they thought that the event itself was like nothing he's never done before, and that it was not.
He climbed a building with
I'm just saying I didn't watch it because people were like seemingly disappointed in it, I guess.
Oh my God, I didn't see any disappointment. I saw this is to me was the greatest athletic accomplishment I saw over the weekend. If you've ever seen the movie Free Solo, where he
just
goes,
watched it, by the way, Cappy.
Oh my God, watching
really
that movie, good. It's the most nerve-wracking thing. You know he's alive. You know that they're not going to put the movie out if the guy falls off El Cap and he dies to his death tragically, right? They're not going to put the movie out. Watching that movie, Chris, have you ever seen this movie?
No,
dude,
You should watch it.
No, don't.
No,
watch
no,
it.
you should watch it.
No, don't.
100% should watch it.
Your anxiety will go through the roof.
My anxiety is under control these days because of the Lexapro.
Well, guess what? You're going to need to triple and quadruple your Lexapro.
No, but why do you think that though? Even when he was actually climbing El Cap, it wasn't like it was. It didn't. It was very fast. They went through that portion. It was all about the beginning part where they were just showing him with wires strapped on first and how he's supposed to do things, like jumping over a big distance. That was crazy.
He had to, when climbing El Capitan, when he climbed that mountain, he had to do it so many times to write notes. Well, when my right hand gets to this part of the mountain, it's going to feel like this. My left foot is going to be like this. And it was just the note-taking and then the weather and waiting for the right day and the right conditions. To me, it was the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever watched on film. To watch him this past weekend, and I didn't even know about it until I started to see it on social media, he climbed this building in Taipei, and it was a 101-story building. It was, they said, over 1,700 feet of skyscraper. No equipment. There's no rope to hang, just in case, he falls. There's no net down below. There's people inside the building that are like high-fiving the guy on the glass. To do that, you have to be so strong. Your every little morsel, your fingers, your abs, your toes, your leg, you have to be so strong. And then mentally, how you can be on the top of this building. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I'm kind of afraid of heights. But to be there, to me, I know this sounds nuts. It was the greatest athletic accomplishment I saw all weekend and one of the all-time great things I've ever seen. Bizarre. Crazy.
It looks terrifying.
Watching it is terrifying.
I don't think I could watch it for that reason. I'm also afraid of heights, so I don't think I could watch it. But I just saw a lot of people saying, like, I don't know. I guess you're right. Like, looking at the videos, like, that's amazing. That's awesome. Like, I could never in a million years even, like, fathom that. But people were like, oh, yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, social media has to just...
You're right. They do hate on everything.
Poop on everything.
Just like they have to hate on us
This
on
is an
YouTube.
amazing accomplishment, no matter what. God, someone's really saying, oh, that was no big deal. You just climbed a whole building without any wires or anything. Oh, no big deal.
I think it was one of the guys on In Sportsman, like, it was either Pat or Nuno, one of their producers, that said, like, it was boring. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I won't watch it then.
You're watching a guy climb a building.
Was it exciting, though, seeing a guy climb a building, Cappy, or was it boring?
I thought it was super cool because the whole time I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Any misstep, a bead of sweat on his finger that he wasn't expecting, and he goes to reach for something and he slips and he falls. The guy could slip and fall to his death in an absolute instant.
Yeah, but
and that's why you're hanging on.
But I would be watching it thinking like, oh, there's got to be some kind of safeguard in case he falls. There's got to be. Like, that's what I would be thinking. Because you know me and the conspiracy theories and, you know, money laundering and everything. I would be thinking like, what is going to happen if he falls? There's got to be some kind of like safe, you know, like what are they, you know, like a fall proof somehow, right?
I'll tell you right now, I don't think there is.
Really? So if he falls, he's just going to die live on TV?
That's right.
Really?
That's right. That's exactly right.
I don't know about
if he
that.
fall, you don't buy that, huh?
No, I don't. I don't think they would let that happen.
All right. Well, I'm just here to tell you that if you ever go watch that movie, have you seen that movie? I know you like documentaries.
I couldn't watch it. I can't.
Okay.
It's too scary.
It's scary, right? And so if you watch that movie, you know that this guy is not messing around. He does this thing all natural. I mean, he's Spider-Man in real life.
But let's just go to back to Lindsay. How are they going to stop it from happening? If he's climbing a building
but I would be
with
thinking
with nothing attached to him,
They have
and
to
he
have some
falls,
kind of safeguard, right?
There's
They
no safeguard.
I know they say that, but that's what I'm saying.
You
Is
don't
like I
believe
wouldn't believe it.
I know.
I don't
right?
believe it. I don't know what to tell you other than I don't believe it.
Okay. All right.
I do not believe that they would let a guy fall off
He's
of that
100
giant
stories
building.
up, falls. You can't like just reach out and grab him.
Well, he must just be really good at it then.
Oh, he is.
They really trust him.
I guess so. Well, there you go. So that for me, everybody. Alex, and I hope I'm saying his last name right. Honold, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Honold. To me, the greatest athletic accomplishment that I saw over the weekend. Yeah, I'm watching a ton of football. I'm seeing these amazing catches. I'm seeing Matthew Stafford on 4th and 1 battle through linebackers, tackles, and pick up a first down. I'm watching, Puka Nacua make that spectacular catch in the corner of the end zone and keep his body in. All of these things are incredible.
Yep, I'm going to see if he can come on the show with us because I want to ask him. I'm going to be like, truth serum here, buddy. Like,
Lindsay,
what happens if you fall?
If you can get this guy on the show, that would be phenomenal.
I will try. I'm really going to try because I feel like that'd be an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Like, what are you thinking up there, man?
Yeah, I'd like to talk to him as well.
Next, too? You know, like, what else are you going to climb?
Yeah, right. Like, what else is there out there to climb? Because when he got to that top of that building and he was standing there and that helicopter, because you know who puts all this stuff on is Red Bull. They support all this kind of crazy athletic adventures. That helicopter is flying around and or maybe it's a drone, and you're seeing him at the top of that building. Because listen, I'll tell you guys right now. I one time was in Vegas and I jumped off the stratosphere. Have you guys ever seen that ride where it's not a bungee jump, but you jump off the stratosphere and you land on your 2 feet at the bottom, and no one's ever died on it. It's just an amusement park ride. It's just a one-person ride. But if you've ever seen anybody do it, I stood there at the top of the stratosphere. They push you out onto what's like a diving board, and then they ask you, you got the guts to do it or do you not? And believe me when I tell you, there was a part of me, I was like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. Just standing there.
Oh,
the
I could
wind,
never.
The vast view out in front of you, and I lost a bet. That's why I was there. I lost the bet. And I knew I had no choice but to jump off this freaking building. And I jumped off of it, and it was an amazing adrenaline rush. But you've got 2 wires on your back, so it feels like you're flying through the air, and then they very slowly lower you down and you land on your feet. That was scary as all hell. I don't even think I would do it again.
Have you done anything? Have you jumped out of an airplane? Whitewater rafting?
No skydiving. No bungee jumping. Has anybody here?
Yeah, I've skydived. It was
I would
amazing,
skydive.
amazing experience. Have you ever do you do any kind of those extreme sports with whitewater rafting?
I mean, I would whitewater raft. That sounds fun, but I've never bungee jumped because I just don't know if I could handle it, and especially bungee jumping off of a bridge. I've never jumped out of an airplane, scared S-less to jump out of an airplane.
It's an amazing experience, Cappy.
Done it more than once or only once?
I did it once when I was living in Hawaii. I did it over the North Shore of Oahu, and it was the most amazing experience of my life. You're looking over the ocean. You're flying through. You're going through clouds. Feels like little pins and needles through the clouds are hitting you in the face, and you're just looking at gorgeous beauty everywhere. And it was the adrenaline rush when you land is something like you've never felt before.
Chrissy, would you jump out of a plane?
No.
Would you jump off the stratosphere?
No.
Would you bungee jump?
No.
Whitewater raft?
Nope.
Why not whitewater raft? It was fun.
I'm not here to do any of that stuff. So why? I'm not the guy to ask on this stuff. I do this show. That's enough risk for me every day.
That's enough adventure. Hey, you walk the streets of downtown L.A. That's taking your life into your own hands at times.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not doing any of that stuff. Now, weren't you guys on Mason, Ireland? Because this is when Stephanie and I first started dating. You guys were going to go bungee jump.
Yeah,
or
and
something,
Stephanie
right?
was going to go too.
Yeah, I was not happy about that. And neither was her family. So
I think May still has the reservation. It always kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. So I don't know what's going on with that.
now, how much would we have to pay the guy who's operating it to just let Mace go out solo and then we cut the rope?
Wow.
Well, dude, you get a big raise if we don't have to worry about the Mace expense. You do 2 shows in one day.
What are you, the wolf guy who's worried about people making money?
When it's a budget, I have to be part of managing at times. Yeah,
yeah, the wolf guy. I always get freaked out by the people who do bungee jumping off of a crane. You know, like that. So you get up onto this crane and you look down onto the street and you're like, what if I truly faceplant in the street? So that's why I just don't have the guts to do it. And I've never had the guts to go jump out of an airplane. Just don't have the courage to do it.
I could jump out of an airplane if I had somebody with me, like, one of those, they make you go with 2 people, right?
Yeah, it's tandem.
Yeah, I would go with like an experienced instructor. But the bungee jumping, I'd be worried about my neck snapping on the, like, once it bounces.
Here in downtown LA at the U.S. Bank Tower here, they used to have this slide.
I think it's still there.
Yeah, but it's not active anymore.
Like,
I think it's closed.
Oh, it's like 4 seconds.
Yeah, 4 seconds, but it's glass. All you see is just, the streets down there. But that's the craziest thing I've done.
All right, so Cappy, would you ever do this? When I was younger, I went on a whitewater rafting trip, and we went through the Colorado River. There's a giant swing that goes over the Colorado River. So, like, you get on this swing with 2 other people, and it pulls you all the way back high up in the air, and then they just let it go, and then you start swinging, and your legs go over the canyon. And you just keep going back and forth over the canyon.
So wait, so it's not parasailing. It's
no. You're strapped in. You're fully strapped in.
Cappy's strapped into a swing all the time.
A little different. Don't have to deal with the height issues or the nature issues.
Hey, Google it. It's the canyon swing over the Colorado River. Look at it. It's crazy.
Okay, let me tell you something right now. So last year, Epic Wolf, don't get mad at me. My daughter was studying abroad, and I actually took my kids, and we went to Amsterdam to go visit my daughter.
Oh, you get paid too much if you can afford that, according to Epic Wolf.
So this is a canyon swing over what? Over the Colorado River? Is that right, Bergie?
Yeah. Okay, over the Colorado River. Okay. Yeah, giant swing.
Because here's the thing. They had one of these kinds of swings over a building in Amsterdam, and I could not get on the ride. Just could not get on this ride. No way.
Terrified?
Yeah. Okay. Even like, what's the ride in Disney where they kind of lift you all the way up and then
it was Tower of Terror. Now it's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, that's a scary one. That is terrifying.
I had a hard time with that one.
I did too. I thought I was like, boom. I think I passed out for a slight second.
You just drop and then you go, then you stop, and then you go up, and then you drop.
Can't you just close your eyes?
Yeah, but you don't know when it's going to drop. You have no idea. So when it drops, it's like your stomach just goes up into your throat.
Oh, Bergie, I'm looking at this swing right now.
It was so fun. It was so fun.
This is a full amusement park ride.
Yeah, but over a canyon.
Hey, Parker. Is Parker in the back? Parker, you should Google or YouTube World's Scariest Ride, a.k.a. Giant Canyon Swing. And I hope I'm getting the right one, Berg.
It's like the pterodactyl?
Let's see here. I don't know, man. Oh, my God. Look at this thing. Oh, man. So this all started, by the way, this whole conversation started because I'm telling you right now, Jackson Hayes, amazing dunk. Jackson Smith and Jigba, amazing catch. Puka Nacua, incredible catch. But the dude who free climbed that building in Taipei, the greatest athletic accomplishment I saw, certainly over the weekend, and then it turned into these crazy adventures. That is, Berg, that's your ride right there, huh?
Yeah, it was crazy. I think it was the same one. It's the Glenwood Caverns, possibly.
Yeah, who's doing this?
Oh, it was so fun. It was so fun.
Yeah, nothing.
Oh my God, that looks terrible.
You feel like you're just right over water. It's nuts. Nuts.
Oh, now we got a shot from inside the cart. Okay, this is oh God. Oh my God. It just made me sick.
Look, that doesn't look fun.
Oh my God. Oh,
yeah, it's this one. It is absolutely this one.
Oh, good job, Park. Good job, guys in the back. Way to go, man. All right, Chrissy, I think I'm ready for a Lindsay segment. How about you?
Epic Wolf says, how much is Parker making? Overpaid, Epic Wolf says. Why is Parker overpaid? I don't think that's very nice.
Epic Wolf, how much do you get paid to sit there in the YouTube and make comments about us all day? Because it seems like a pretty extensive job.
That's a very lucrative position.
Take a lot of time to do that. Probably more than all of us put together doing our jobs, right?
I will take a 60-second timeout. Then the Lindsay segment up next on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. All gas, all Lakers.
Tomorrow, it's a homecoming for the King. LeBron James returns to Cleveland, where it all began.
Rui to LeBron, slam dunk. They forgot about LeBron, and he made a beautiful cut down the middle and dunked it.
And the Grammy road trip continues for the purple and gold as the Lakers take on the Cavaliers. Coverage begins tomorrow at 2:30 p.m.
The Lake Show lives here. 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
One briefcase, one moment could change everything. Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel is giving you a chance to own your destiny in 2026. Play throughout the month of January, and on January 28th, one Club Serrano member will win the case, and with it, a finale spot in any 2026 promotion, plus $400,000. Which destiny will you choose? It's all happening at Yamava Resort and Casino, celebrating its 40th anniversary. You in? Details at yamava.com. Must be 21 to enter. Please gamble responsibly.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on the road to the Lombardi Trophy, powered by Yamava Resort and Casino. You in?
9:30 of the Sedano and Kap Morning Show, the YouTube hour. By the way, thanks to the law offices of Jacob Emrani. Call Jacob 800-345-6789, the official personal injury attorney of the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. We like to play a TV theme to bring in the Lindsay segment. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. This is the TV theme to the TV show Laverne and Shirley, debuted on ABC on this day in 1976. Of course, a spin-off, Cappy, right, of Happy Days.
That's right. That's right. And then remember when Laverne and Shirley left Milwaukee and moved to L.A.?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't watch it, but yeah. The Lindsay segment, help made possible by Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-4-FLOOR or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, so earlier today, Coco Gauff, she lost in the quarterfinals of the Australian Open to Elina Svitolina. Is that right? Svitolina?
Sounds right.
Okay, cool. So she lost in the Australian Open, and she went like backstage or whatever, wherever, behind back court, whatever they call it, to take her frustrations out on her racket in what she thought was a private moment. Well, there's like cameras everywhere, really in general, like in life nowadays, but especially at something like the Australian Open. So cameras caught her smashing her racket. And then it kind of made the rounds online, and she talked to reporters about it, and she said that, quote, I tried to go somewhere where there's no cameras. I have a thing with the broadcast, like certain moments, I feel like they don't need to be broadcast. I tried to go somewhere where I thought there wasn't a camera because I don't necessarily like breaking rackets. So she wanted to, express her frustrations by breaking her racket in private. Camera saw her. Do you think this is something that, they could have done her a solid and not broadcast this, especially when she thought that nobody could see it? Or do you think that this is like fair game when you're a major, highly well-compensated professional athlete at a huge tournament? Like, they should be able to see this stuff. What do you guys think? Cappy, what do you think?
I'm all for seeing as much and hearing as much as I can. When we talked earlier today about Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp both being mic'd up and we get to hear them after the game, I want that. I want to see Sean McVay in the post-game locker room. I want to see Mike Vrabel talk to his team after a game. I like to see basketball players at halftime or after a game walking from the floor through the tunnel into the locker room. So I am all for maximum access, and just because she had a temper tantrum and didn't like everybody seeing it, I, for one, am very happy that they have cameras because I want all access.
But you have to remember, Cap, that even like George has mentioned a number of times, they have like a cooling off period, when whether it's baseball, football, basketball, between when they allow cameras or they allow people in the locker rooms and, when the game ends. So there is most people do get the chance to have that private moment to express their frustrations. Like, you don't see NBA players going in the locker room in front of reporters, like breaking chairs and stuff, because they had that little period where they had the time to do that. Do you think that they should be allowed to have that same like privacy in every sport?
I mean, I do, Cappy. I'm watching this video. Parker put it in the chat right now. She walked very calmly through. She went to an area that she thought was not being seen by any cameras, and then she started. It also makes her real at the same time, by the way. But at the same, yeah, let her have her moment there. She tried to be as tactful about it as possible.
I'm just watching it right now because I had not seen it.
Dang.
So she's walking away, and now, now she starts breaking the racket. But there's other people around her. By the way, there's a guy nearby her who's got a camera,
and just
like on his shoulder.
But she went around. She even went around the wall. Like she went around the wall.
She waited until she was around the wall to be shielding herself from it.
Well, maybe that's not a camera that he's carrying. I don't know what the hell that is.
But even so, it does. I mean, she's real for that. That's what you're frustrated. You lost in a competition that you're one of the best in the world at. You're mad. You're frustrated. Take it out on the racket.
Yeah, you know what? I personally, I don't. Is she really upset about it?
Yeah.
Do you know, Lindsay?
Well,
she is.
she said that she tried not to make a scene in front of cameras and in public because she wants to be able to have that private moment to herself, which I think it's great, like you guys said, for all those reasons. But at the same time, shouldn't we allow these people to cool off a little bit? You know?
Yeah. I mean, listen, it was on ESPN too. The ESPN producers and directors are, if I had to take a guess, they're like, hey, follow her. Let's see what happens. It's like following a basketball player into the locker room. But before the basketball player gets into the locker room, he starts throwing things. He starts getting angry at things, or she, for that matter. They did cut away from it somewhat quickly as I'm seeing it now.
Right.
She starts slamming the racket. I think she gets 3 slams in, and then probably somebody's like, "Go away, go back to camera 2, please. Camera 2. No, no, maybe not. No, maybe it's more no. You know what? My bad. She had 7 or 8 strokes where she just blasted that racket. No, they stayed on her for an exceptionally long period of time.
Yeah, at least she
keep it here.
At least she did it in private, not like Milton Bradley back in the day when he's going into the dugout and breaking stuff and
Milton
throwing.
Bradley.
Yeah,
wow.
Milton Bradley,
That's
that
a
one.
name I haven't thought of in a long time.
Pulled that one out.
That's right, because he went nuts in the dugout. He was a crazy person.
I mean, I give her a lot of credit for also being able to hold it in for that little walk there. You know, showing no disgruntled emotions there. Okay, so the other thing I want to ask you guys about is Disney Plus released a trailer for the Muppet Show special event, which is going to air February 4th on Disney Plus and ABC. And Disney says, quote, Kermit, Miss Piggy, and the full Muppets ensemble are heading back to the original Muppet Theater for the special, which is going to star Sabrina Carpenter, Maya Rudolph, and Seth Rogen, who's also the executive producer of the special. So I'm definitely going to watch it because I love the Muppets. And it had me thinking, which Muppets would you guys cast as 710 hosts? Because I know we've talked about, Mason and Ireland.
Oh, come on,
being,
that's the easy one.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy.
Waldorf and Statler, the old guys in the theater.
Yep.
I think DeMarco could make a good Fozzie Bear, maybe.
Okay.
Do you guys have any suggestions? I was kind of racking my brain about this.
I would say I'm going to nominate Morales to be played by Beaker. You guys know who Beaker is?
I do.
From the Muppets?
He doesn't talk a lot, though.
No, he goes.
I mean, I don't think. Okay, that's fine.
I think Sedano could be the Kermit.
Yeah, you think Sedano's Kermit the Frog?
Yeah.
Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here.
Kermit the Frog here.
Kermit the Frog here.
Maybe you would be a Fozzie, though, Cappy, because he tells a lot
no,
of
no,
jokes.
yeah.
No, Cappy's Miss Piggy.
Oh.
Who's Animal?
I think that's
I think
more
that's
me.
Chris.
Yeah, that's
that could
more
be Morales.
Definitely
Yeah.
Chris.
Because Animal is just out of control. He's a
Jumping in
Tasmanian
pools.
devil. Yeah, right. You know?
Well, Cappy, you're more the Gonzo, I think. Because he's
Gonzo?
unintentionally funny.
Is he the green guy?
No, that's Kermit. Are you serious?
No, Kermit's green, but what color is Gonzo?
He's blue, and he's got a really big nose. I'm not saying that's why. I'm just-
Wow. Lindsay.
He does.
Wow.
That hurt.
You don't.
Really
I'm not
going
saying you have
for
a
it
big
right
nose
there.
because you don't have a big nose. I'm just saying that's how you identify him.
Wait, is it Fozzie Bear or is it Gonzo the bear?
No. Gonzo's
No,
not
no.
a bear.
Characters.
No, yeah, different characters.
Totally.
Gonzo is
Gonzo.
blue, and yes, he does have a big, long,
Oh, he
curling
does.
nose.
He does have a long beak.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
never
yeah.
seen the Muppets, Cap? Is
Yeah,
that?
you have, but it's been a long time, Linz. I mean, you got to remember, the generation difference here goes like this. I'm the guy who actually grew up watching Laverne and Shirley, and you guys were like, no, I never saw it. So you see the difference?
Yeah, but the Muppets were around back when Laverne and Shirley was on TV. So I
know, but don't you see what I'm saying is
No,
you
I
guys
don't.
probably okay. Maybe I should.
Who's the chef?
Oh.
I love that guy.
Who's a chef around here? Who's a great cook? Isn't Travis?
Travis is a good cook.
Yeah.
Travis is a good cook.
I
Yeah,
can see
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I like being Miss Piggy, though.
I think you're more the Gonzo though, because he does all kinds of wacky stunts and wacky things. He also has a chicken for a girlfriend though, so I don't know how Rachel would feel about that.
But he's more of a daredevil too. He's like the guy that does all the.
Hey, Cappy jumped off the stratosphere.
Hey, is Oscar the Grouch a Muppet or is he a Sesame Street guy?
I thought he was Sesame Street.
He is Sesame Street, but the Sesame Street was made from Muppets. Like
really?
they are all Muppets because they're Jim Henson. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So yeah, the Sesame Street's filled
Was there a
with Muppets.
documentary on that?
Yeah, there actually is a couple, quite a few.
I'm actually looking up the roster of players in the Muppets. Had to turn it into sports here.
What would you have like? DeMarco. I think we kind of nailed him.
We said that Kermit is Sedano.
I think so because he's kind of like the leader of the group. No, yeah, he's like, hey guys, follow me.
Is he the leader of the group?
Rainbow
wasn't
Connection.
Was Miss Piggy? Didn't she have a crush on Kermit?
Yeah,
She did.
Well,
so
they're
maybe,
dating.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that
she
means
thinks
me
they're
and Sedano.
dating, but he is just kind of like, oh, I don't know about her. So maybe you're right.
It's kind of like me. I kind of think that me and Sedano are dating, but
That
he's
does
really
fit.
dating like
This one's
Mike
for
Brain
Chris.
and Legs and everybody else.
So that totally fits.
Big question for Chris.
What?
Who's Rizzo the Rat?
Well, I mean,
I like that guy. He's funny.
so it depends on which week around here. Travis has spent time as Rizzo the Rat. Cappy has spent time as Rizzo the Rat.
Right.
Mason has spent time as Rizzo the Rat. So I don't think we currently have a Rizzo the Rat. Well, we do, but I can't say that on the air at the moment.
Why not?
But it'll be dealt with in due time.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah.
Yikes. Sounds ominous.
I'm trying to look up at a list of characters because I didn't know about the connection to. I thought Sesame Street was its own thing.
Well, it is, but Kermit
Wasn't it
is a
Jim
Muppet.
Henson thing?
It's that's what it started as. Jim Henson made the Muppets, and then he started all the different movies and shows, and Sesame Street's one of them. So all the characters on the Muppets are considered. On Sesame Street are considered Muppets.
Rizzo the Rat. Boy, he looking good, man.
Yeah, I feel like
Rizzo the Rat.
I feel like Scooter would probably be me.
Who's Scooter?
Scooter, just like he's unassuming, has glasses, and just does he's in the background for the most part. Yeah.
Scooter kind of looks like Ernie's little brother.
Right.
Now, are Bert and Ernie part of the Muppets? Or
No,
they're
no, no.
Sesame
They're-
Street,
they're
aren't they?
Sesame- they're Sesame Street.
Because Bert and Ernie is definitely Cappy and I.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, definitely. You don't actually know what they are like.
Well,
there's
but a lot of people-
connotation.
Oh, I see Scooter now.
Yeah.
So Elmo, Big Bird, Cookie Monster, Bert, Ernie, they're all Muppets.
When you say you're not sure what Bert and Ernie are, what does that mean?
Well, there's a lot of things.
It's ambiguous.
Scooter's personality is defined by his role as the loyal, helpful, and slightly geeky, quote, gopher for the Muppet Show. Well, I wouldn't call you geeky
Not geek- oh, well,
or
yeah,
gopher, but I'll
geeky.
call you loyal and helpful, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Please loyal to certain people.
Rubber ducky, you're the one.
So it sounds like maybe I'm Rizzo the Rat.
No,
this
you're
time.
not Rizzo the Rat.
Right,
No, you're
yeah,
not
yeah.
Rizzo the
What's the guy's name? He's the little red guy. That guy,
Elmo?
Elmo. Yeah, who's Elmo?
I don't know if we have an Elmo. Do we?
Elmo
have
is
an Elmo?
also
Sesame
Sesame Street.
Yes, but again, Muppet.
I get it, but if we're going off the
They're
Muppet,
the same
I'm
thing,
so
though.
confused.
Me too.
Listen,
the
you want to know
rosters
what
have been mixed.
who's the Swedish chef?
Sesame Street
I thought that was
puppet
Travis.
characters
Oh, Travis,
are
that's
Muppets
right.
because they were created by Jim Henson and his team. And while Disney owns the Muppet brand, Sesame Street characters remain part of the Henson-owned, originated Muppet family. So they're all part of the same universe, just like those superhero movies.
Bunsen and Beaker.
Oh, I like those guys.
Yeah.
They're the really smart
Bunsen and
guys.
Beaker. They're the scientists.
Oh, Beaker.
Yeah.
Bunsen's Quentin.
Oh yeah, that's a good
That's
pull
a
there.
that's a great pull actually.
Yeah,
Who's
100%.
Sam the Eagle?
Oh, I like that guy with the unibrow.
Yeah.
Who's that dog right there?
I feel
That
like
dog.
Sedano might be more Sam the Eagle.
Oh, really?
Like stern, wants to make sure everything's done the correct way.
He's not stern. It's all like a
Yeah, it's all. He's
it's all an
bark.
act.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Sam
lovable.
the Eagle.
Yeah.
Sam the, I don't know.
Oh,
Sam
Pepe
Eagle's
the
work.
King Prawn. That's got to be Pepe.
Oh, it totally is too.
Oh my
That-
God,
that
Sam the
tracks.
Eagle. I forgot about Sam the Eagle. This is hilarious. You guys are mentioning these names. I have no idea who they are. I'm Googling them all, and they're all popping up. And there's that blue guy, Sam the Eagle. And you mentioned the unibrow. And he got that frown on his face. He got that Tony Montana frown, man. Do you know what I'm saying?
How's that go?
He got the, hey, man. Like he's got that frown, that upside-down frown, Sam the Eagle.
I do like the prawn, Pepe the prawn. I didn't realize that was his name.
Lou Zealand was a funny dude too. He
Lou
just,
Zealand?
Yeah, he just threw fish.
I like the guy that
Act
plays the
involves
drum. in the
boomerang
band.
fish.
The lady that has the big lips and plays the drums in the band.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
like
she was
her.
great.
Cool, yeah.
She looks like one of the oh god, she looks like what's the brothers, the band with the name with the brothers, Jensen, Henson, Menson, Denson, Hanson. Yes.
You were all around it.
You're
close. You just
That's what she looks like with the straight blonde hair. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we can solidify this at some point, maybe. You know,
Did we
down
do
the
Ralph
road.
the dog? Did anybody do Ralph the dog?
No.
You know, all you got to do is feed this to AI.
You're right.
Say, here's the Muppets cast. Here's the 710 cast. Please just cast. And I always say nice things when I'm talking to AI. I always say please and thank you.
You're not supposed to because that eats up energy and bandwidth. You're not
I had
supposed
no
to do
idea.
That.
I thought that I was teaching AI that I'm polite.
No, you're not supposed to.
I didn't
Craig
know that.
Karmazin told us that.
I
He
didn't
said,
know
don't
that.
be polite to your AI assistant.
Okay, well, feed it to AI and say, hey, here's the cast of the Muppets. Here's the cast of 710. Can you figure out who should be who? And let's see what AI comes back with.
Okay, I'll do that.
Puka Doncic says Funchy is Grover.
Oh, that is a good one.
He just eats
100%.
garbage constantly.
No, that's Oscar the Grouch you're thinking
I'm
of.
thinking Oscar.
But Funchy is Grover. He's the other blue guy who's very unassumingly funny. He's hilarious and he has no idea.
Oh, he got that pink nose, too. Okay.
Well, you and I have had the pink nose. Too.
Well, it's a little different.
Grover. Am I thinking
a little different. That
Oh,
was our,
yeah,
those
Grover,
were our
yeah,
Bert and Ernie days.
Who's Guy Smiley then? The guy who hosts all the talk shows.
Who's somebody I just looked up at? Who's Trudell? He's whoever we have to put in a car seat.
Oh wow! Although last night, I don't know if he was standing on a like a little something, like a little stool or something. Trudell interviewed Luka after the game, and I said, "Is Trudell standing on something? Because man, him and Luka look like they're not too far off in height. Usually, Mike's looking up at much taller dudes. I don't know
You
what
should
he was
ask
standing
him.
on last
You
night.
should
I
text him and ask him.
I should.
He's
such
got
a
to be
great
because
guy.
Luka's like 6'8", right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Gotta be.
I love my Trudell.
All right, I hope you enjoyed my Lindsay segment of Muppet characters.
The
on
Lindsay
Saturday.
segment each weekday at 9:30 a.m. during the YouTube hour right here on the Sedano Kap Morning Show. We'll take a 1-minute timeout, and then we'll wrap up this extravaganza on a Live Imagery Tuesday on ESPN LA.
Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA sports talk.
Little known fact, Bryce Young, who went to Mater Dei, then he went to Alabama and won the Heisman Trophy, grew up listening to Mason and Ireland. I'm at a Laker game one day, and I see Bryce Young. He goes, John Ireland. I go, Bryce Young? I go, I'm surprised you know who I am. He goes, I grew up in Southern California, man. I've been listening to you for years.
Makes you feel good.
I'm a huge Laker fan. Could not have been nicer.
Mason and Ireland, weekdays at noon on 710 ESPN.
One briefcase, one moment could change everything. Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel is giving you a chance to own your destiny in 2026. Play throughout the month of January, and on January 28th, one Club Serrano member will win the case, and with it, a finale spot in any 2026 promotion, plus $400,000. Which destiny will you choose? It's all happening at Yamava Resort and Casino, celebrating its 40th anniversary. You in? Details at yamava.com. Must be 21 to enter. Please gamble responsibly.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on the road to the Lombardi Trophy. Powered by Yamava Resort and Casino. You in?
$9:47, Cappy. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a Live Imagery Tuesday, presented by Gießen 0% Wines. On this day in 2009, Flo Rida released the song Right Round, Cappy.
Oh yeah, great song. Trying to get to the chorus here.
The hook?
Right, that too. Here it comes. You should not when you go round, round. Is that the words?
Yep, got it. Close.
Good jam. Good jam. Oh, I'm so sad about the Rams loss. I'm seeing these exit interviews now. Rob Havenstein. They're asking Rob Havenstein about his future with the team, and he knows that his years with the Rams. Because you got to remember, this is a kid who came from St. Louis with the Rams to LA. He's been with the Rams the whole time,
and kind of probably knows getting a little bit older, kind of thinking, yeah, maybe he's a little injury prone. His days could be over. And I'll just one last quick thing just about the sadness of the Rams season ending, and if anybody else is experiencing the same thing. I read a piece early this morning in The Athletic. You guys all know who Michael Silver is. Used to work for the NFL Network.
Yep.
Michael Silver. Yeah, Michael Silver wrote a piece today about Cooper Kupp. And he was saying that when Cooper Kupp got released by the Rams, he was so angry at the Rams because, according to the way Silver reports it, because Cooper felt like with all of his time at the Rams, for all of the success that they shared together, that when he was let go, he felt like nobody, the way they phrase it, nobody from the upper echelon of management even so much as called Cooper Kupp to say, hey, man, thank you. Congratulations. You've had an amazing career. This is the NFL. This is the way it goes. Brother, good luck. That was the first part. He was angry, Cooper Kupp, that nobody from the Rams really called him and gave him any love. That was the first part. The second part, and this is an accusation from Cooper Kupp / Michael Silver about the Rams. The accusation was that Cooper felt, not saying this is what happened because I don't know, but Cooper felt that when other teams were sort of poking around and asking about Cooper Kupp, that the Rams were intentionally saying negative things about him because this is why, according to Cooper Kupp, the Rams implored him to retire, to not continue his career. They wanted him to retire as a Ram, and they wanted him to ride off into the sunset as an all-time great Ram, but Cooper Kupp didn't feel like he was done. So he had this anger built up towards the Rams because he didn't feel like anybody called him to say the right things, number one. Number two, he felt like they were trying to sabotage his value in the open market. And so Cooper Kupp landed, obviously, with the Seahawks. It was a 3-year, like $45 million contract. And Jackson Smith-Njigba tells a story that the first time that they even show up and they meet Cooper Kupp, Cooper Kupp starts to explain to Jackson Smith-Njigba, who's only 23 years old, this is what it takes to become a pro's pro. And Smith-Njigba tells the story that if it's not for Cooper Kupp, he's not the player he has become in the early part of his career. So for me, I'm still feeling this sadness because not only do I know that the Rams are out, but then I'm reading kind of the aftermath of all of this. And so I don't know if anybody else is experiencing what I'll call post-Rams depression, but I'm in on that today.
No, I have too much Raiders depression to feel post-Rams depression.
No, I'm feeling Rams depression. I spent a lot of money this year on gear. And the 14-3 prediction, I really felt good about it. Leading, when we were up until the Carolina game, it looked great. Then everything went to crap. And then the playoffs, it would seem like, okay, we're getting it back together. And everyone told me, don't worry, come playoff football. Everything will be fine. And it wasn't fine. So it sucks. It sucks. Super Week is not going to be as fun because the Rams aren't in it. Right. That's just the reality.
I know.
And here's the other thing.
Yeah.
McVay's press conference after the game, why wouldn't you want Matthew Stafford? All this. That's great. Matthew Stafford, we went into this season, everybody thought about the back, right? And then it turned out it's going to be an MVP-type season. We don't know if that's going to be next year. What if it's really bad simply because age finally catches up or that back finally catches up to him? It's going to suck to have a crappy team if that happens.
You're so right. I mean, you're 1,000% right. Like, we do not know what will happen with Stafford and as he ages and what happened at the beginning of last year. So if you're out there and you are feeling that sort of, end of football, like it's really, really over, that feeling, that depression, I'm feeling with you today. And listen, I'm finding storylines. Listen, I can cheer for Sam Darnold. I can cheer. Jason Myers is a kid who's a kicker for Seattle. I've known this kid forever and his family. I can find storylines. I'm going to cheer for Cooper Kupp. And listen, Drake May, I'm interested in, only a second-year player, and I've talked about how fascinated I am with Robert Kraft and the kind of owner he is. I'll find storylines to make this Super Bowl interesting, but right now, as we sit here, I feel like Seattle's going to steamroll New England, and I don't know that it's going to be a great week or even that interesting.
I think a lot of people were talking about the NFC Championship game being the Super Bowl. Like, that was the big game because, like you said, I thought by watching the AFC teams that all four of the teams that were in the playoffs 2 weeks ago, like the NFC teams, any one of the NFC teams could have crushed any one of the AFC teams. That's just what I saw. I feel like they're in like a different league, to be honest.
Yeah. I know it's the way people used to feel about the AFC Championship game when it used to be New England and Indianapolis every year. People felt like that was the real Super Bowl. But again, hey, for those of you that are kind of experiencing this whole the football season has ended, the Rams got beat, we didn't expect this, because you're feeling like Sean McVay is feeling. He was not done working with this team, and it just in a flash, it was over.
Is it a success of a season for the Rams?
No.
I agree. I just think that with this coach, with this quarterback, with Devontae Adams joining this team, because that was a big part of why they let Cooper Kupp go. They were getting Devontae Adams. They were upgrading. I don't think you can look at this season as a success. Like maybe a week or two from now, I'll be like, hey, look, they're the second best team in the NFL. But that's not what they were playing for. You know, I would say the Chicago Bears had a successful season.
Sure.
You know, I'd say if the New England Patriots lose the Super Bowl, they can look at it and say we've had a successful season.
Do the Broncos look at it like that?
Especially with a backup quarterback?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
they should
absolutely.
look at it.
Yeah.
They should look at it as yes, agreed.
They held in. Again, if it didn't start snowing, they probably win the game and go to the Super Bowl with a backup quarterback, which is incredible coaching out of Sean Payton. But why not? Sean McVay is an established head coach. He's won a Super Bowl already. You have Matthew Stafford have an MVP season, and you lose in the NFC Championship game with dumb mistakes that we had been talking about the secondary and special teams all year. It took him 3 weeks longer than it needed to fire the special teams coach. It's just, I love Sean McVay and what he did, but he needed to make adjustments much earlier in the year because those losses. Here's the thing. Let me ask you this, Greg. Does it turn out differently if they have home field advantage in the playoffs? And a bye week?
100% it totally does. Yeah, if you're at home in this game, absolutely. It's the Rams.
There you go.
Yep.
That's right. And they squandered home field advantage. You know, the loss to Seattle on a Thursday turned into a one team, Seattle, beating them twice because then they went, it was like 10 days later on a Monday night, and they lost to Atlanta. You shouldn't have lost that game. You know, you don't lose to inferior teams, and they just hit that rut in that moment. And, you know, listen, people said to me going into the NFC Championship game, why are you so confident? They barely got by Carolina, who ended the season terribly. They barely got by Chicago. And I go, yeah, they barely got by Chicago, but if it wasn't for Caleb Williams making a miraculous play, they win that game by 7 points. You know, people have a different perception.
They didn't play great in that game, and they still beat them. So I would say,
you know what?
I don't know
actually,
if that's fair.
After you guys going all through all that stuff, I don't think so, actually. The way that game played out in Seattle, it probably would have been the same here or in Seattle.
I think it
there was
would
no
have,
any
because of the
adverse
mistakes,
things.
yeah.
The mistakes are going to happen probably the exact same way. Just because you're at home is not going to change the fact that the secondary stinks.
Except
the fact
calls.
that Xavier Smith is not going to fall.
So there's
over
another
his back.
thing. There were a lot of calls on Sunday that we thought were like, why aren't they calling
Yeah.
PI
I
and
thought
all this
that.
stuff? So does this go back to Puka saying stuff about the refs on a
So
podcast?
that's different. The Puka portion of it is not the same as home field advantage. That's
Well, what
it.
about, remember the call? Remember when Stafford was sacked and he was face masked and they didn't even call the face mask?
Not at all. They didn't even entertain it.
You think that gets called in L.A. just because they're in L.A.?
Do you think that it gets called if Puka's not calling out the refs on some streamer's podcast?
Different conversation. I think if it's a home field advantage conversation or a Puka Nakua talking about the refs on a podcast conversation, they're two different things.
I just know this, that when your job as a referee is to keep the quarterback safe, because that's all anybody cares about is quarterback safety, how they missed an obvious 15-yard penalty on a face mask. See, now, don't even get me started, because you see, I'm going to go from being sad about it, I'm going to turn around and go back to being angry, and then the Seahawks fans are going to come for me again. What, now you're blaming the referees? Now it's the referee's fault?
Don't sweat the small stuff, Cappy. That's what a book taught us.
Yeah.
So let's read these two calendars we missed yesterday because I didn't bring it with us for Yamabot, but that's okay. Monday, January 26th, calendar of the day. Forgive your outburst. Well, that's good for me. Becoming a more peaceful person, especially around the familiarity of the home, is a process, not a destination. All right? And today, Tuesday, January 27th, 2026. Don't sweat the small stuff calendar of the day. Express your gratitude toward others. Make living your life with absolute integrity and kindness your first priority. Put others first whenever possible. Be genuinely interested in the lives of other people. Be very present moment-oriented with others. Look them in the eye and really focus on what they're saying. Care about them as individuals. Ask about their families. Listen, listen, listen. This is actually a great motto that I'm going to put up in the office for other people. Stop talking and listen. Not us, because we have to talk for a living. Stop talking and listen.
Focus. How about also be grateful? Be grateful for these relationships.
Be grateful you make so much money, Cap.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah. No, really.
to do nothing. You don't even know how to do your job.
Yeah.
By the way, this
Wow.
music does absolutely work perfect for this. It's great.
And
Should be
Jorge,
in here.
can you make maybe take a Tums before we start the show so you're not fouling off the whole time?
He is?
Oh, my God.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Well, it's right in my face.
Dude, let
if
your
it was me,
workmate-
you would be gone.
Oh, dude, he was fouling him off on Sunday. Oh, my God.
Time for the dealer's choice. Real deal.
So bad.
Brought to you by Seller's Advantage. Well, I was halfway out at that point.
Probably why I got sick.
Want to sell your house before you call an agent? Call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer or visit sellersadvantage.com. DRE 01961658. Cappy.
Guys, I wanted to tell you guys this for a little while now, and I've kind of kept it quiet because I felt like you guys are going to judge me.
Uh-huh.
But I sort of have a weird addiction, and it's only happened within like the last 2 months, and I'm trying desperately to break it, and I haven't been able to. And here's what it is.
It's not weird if she does that if you close your eyes.
Okay, that's a different addiction. That's a different one.
What if I'm a sicko that likes to watch?
Well,
That
I
too.
would understand. When I leave downtown LA, I drive on Figueroa, and I head towards the freeway. And on the left side of the street, I wish I knew what street it was, there's a Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
And I can pull over and park in front of the Jimmy John's. You don't have to pay for parking. There's no cops there. I mean, you literally can park there for free just for a few minutes. And I have become addicted to freaking Jimmy John's.
It's a good sandwich, and they do a great lettuce wrap sandwich.
Okay, so see,
The bread is great, too.
okay,
And the
that's
bread is
just
great,
it.
but-
There's something in that Jimmy John's bread that has got me addicted to it. And here's the worst part of it. God forbid I go in there like a normal person. I go, hey, I'll take a Jimmy John. I'll take like half of one, It's like a regular, it's 8 inches or whatever. Not me. I got to have the giant one. $17 for a sandwich, all right?
How many
I gotta
inches is that?
I want to say it's like 16 inches.
Oh, that's a lot of sandwich, guys.
And
$1 an inch.
and
More
I
than
cut
that.
it, and I have them cut it in 4s. And then the entire drive from downtown LA as I head to South, I'm eating this freaking Jimmy John's sandwich.
That's a carb-heavy drive, man.
Oh,
Why don't
man.
you try the lettuce wrap one?
I don't know.
No,
I
you
just,
can't eat that on a drive.
No, you
The
can't. I've
bread-
done it.
A
the
lettuce
bread is
wrap on the
so
drive?
good.
But they
No.
wrap it to where it's like it's not like a sub at a tub like Jersey Mike's. Jimmy John's makes it like a sandwich, and
Well,
sometimes, and if you want, they'll fold it like a rectangle. So
Oh,
you can
really?
either have it in a tube, long, or
Uh-huh.
you can have it like a traditional sandwich where they make it with the lettuce, and then you're just going like that. It's
I'm
beautiful.
telling you, and if you tell them to Jimmy it up, because you know what Mike's, Jersey Mike's, you go, Mike's way.
I don't know Jimmy it up. What
And
does that
Jimmy-
mean?
Oh, Jimmy it up. Here, Jimmy it up means that they put these red peppers and these green peppers and onions and oil and vinegar, and when you Jimmy it up,
Oh, oil and vinegar on the drive.
there's
That's
some- no, but here's the thing. See, the difference between a Jimmy John's and a Jersey Mike's is a Jimmy John's is an edible sandwich in the car. It's not as big a mess, even with the vinegar, the oil and vinegar. Listen, all I'm going to say is this: unsolicited, not paid. Okay, Epic Wolf. I'm freaking addicted to Jimmy John's.
Which sandwich do you get? Like,
There's a
your-
Jimmy John's next to us here in downtown, I think.
Oh, he
Well,
knows he's there all the time, right, Cap?
I get a turkey tom. In fact, it's the only sandwich I've ever eaten at Jimmy John's.
A turkey tom?
See,
Yeah.
I only get the bootlegger.
What's the
What's on that?
bootlegger?
The bootlegger is roast beef and turkey.
The
Lettuce,
bootlegger?
tomato, mayo.
No, that was me yesterday with Sedano.
Bootlegger.
Well, you
Turkey
might drop
Tom,
on that
huh?
one. Yeah, turkey tom, so good. And here's the other thing. By the way, when I go in there, the guy who's at the cash register knows everybody's name, not because you called in an order or because you gave me. He knows everybody's name. So everybody has the same addiction. There's something in that sandwich. I think it's in the bread. There's something in there that's addicting.
No, I like it even though I just get the lettuce sometimes. Although I haven't
then it's
had
not
it in
the
a
bread.
while. I haven't had one in over a year.
I went through the addiction earlier in the summer. I would get it every single, like 2, 3, 4 times a week.
Oh,
Easy.
really? Wow.
Easy.
That's a lot of Jimmy John's.
It was that good. Anytime I was at home, I just want Jimmy John's.
I know. I got to figure out what to do about it.
16 incher. You and I could split that 16 incher.
I know, but then I'm not satisfied for some reason. I need the full 16.
On that note,
Listen, I'll take 8.
Take it away, folks.
Get out. Oh, there's somebody walking by who needs to listen more. Anyway, 10:02. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow for a Wednesday. Oh, a wacky Wednesday. Can we not put that in my ear when I'm trying to lock out? Thanks. Man, And it's a windy Wednesday tomorrow. We'll see you at 7 a.m. on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. Have a great day, suckers, especially you, Epic Wolf.
And the Broncos get the ball back and then probably go 3 and out. Oh, wait, did I say that? The Broncos get the ball back and still don't score. So, but the bottom line is a great execution, great plan by both Josh McDaniels and Drake May. And I think it's the right way to go. Don't tell anybody, man. This is what we're doing because it's going to affect the defense that much more.
All right, so then let's get